Futures back in negative territory this morning, coming off a nice bounce back day for stocks yesterday. We had all three U.S. indexes in positive territory at the end of the session yesterday, led by the NASDAQ. 2.5% for the NASDAQ, back to the upside. The S&P about 1.5%. The Dow up 1.2% yesterday when all was said and done. Headline-driven market continues. Russia-Ukraine headlines still on watch this morning. Fairly quiet overall as far as news is concerned on that front, which is a good thing. The Federal Reserve on deck this afternoon. We'll get the January minutes from the Fed meeting back in January at 2 p.m. That's always a market-moving event, especially in a interest rate environment, higher interest rate environment to come. Obviously, everyone looking towards the March meeting where we'll get the first interest rate hike in many years. The Labor Department yesterday saying wholesale prices up 1% in January, bringing the 12-month average to 9.7, way higher than most were expecting. As I mentioned, 2 p.m. this afternoon, January Fed meeting minutes to come. Big movers this morning, including Upstart, Airbnb, Roblox, all off earnings. Shopify as well, down sharply here, off earnings. Going to be a busy day. It's Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. As I said, some red numbers to kick things off very slightly into negative territory for the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ after a big rally yesterday. TSX futures here in Toronto about 0.5% to the downside. Bounce back for crude oil today. Remember yesterday we had a big move to the downside, 1.2% back higher again today for crude. Bitcoin and Ethereum, hey, they're positive to start, which is always a good sign. Going to be an interesting day here, guys, as we make our way through this headline-driven week. It's Wednesday, as we said. Fed minutes to come this afternoon. Going to be the main market mover, hopefully, this afternoon, 2 p.m. Mark that down. Make sure you're around as well. Peter Schiff going to be on the show at 2:30 then this afternoon. So busy afternoon to come, guys.
Yeah, welcome. It should be a good one. Actually, that's sort of almost like a perfect guest to sort of talk about the aftermath of the Fed minutes, and we'll see what we see. We don't know what they're going to be saying. Obviously, we talked about this before. I don't know if we'll get too many surprises because Bullard kind of gave that with his comments. I'd be shocked if anything more aggressive came out of the minutes, but you absolutely never know. There's a host of earnings to get to, and volatility is right here. Somebody on Upstart last night is probably not happy selling shares before the close because, Upstart going to be leading the way up 21%. Actually was more than that, but someone dumped that right about just before 3 o'clock, and then you see what happened on the earnings. Roblox, we're going to get to Airbnb. We're in this one, and if it breaks that low by much, it'll be the shortest offensive of all time, as Lando Calrissian would say. And got to be watching some Roblox today, but as active as it is, we still get to wait for NVIDIA. That'll be the big one coming tomorrow. The chips were just super strong along with some of the travel names yesterday. So I'm expecting there to be some trades in chip land as well.
Yeah, I was unsubscribing from an email. Okay, so there's gonna be lots of stocks to watch today. I mean, I just put out the sticky note here. Just came out. You can check that every day. Roblox, Upstart, DWAC, Rivian, AMC. I mean, they're all gonna be traded today. And a bad number there for Roblox, but I don't think it was as bad as the numbers are looking here in the pre-market. So we'll be trading that down off $60 right now for Roblox. So you can see this is a doot all the way to the downside, and we'll look to see. I last missed. I was bidding $54 the last time. Oh, I don't have my daily chart again. Oh my God, yes I do. Here it is. Okay, last time it hit down to $50. We were waiting for that to print 54, and then now it looks like we may get that 54 print one more time here on RBLX. So let's wait to see if that comes through there. Today, $60 on the downside. We're going to test a couple logs. It's on the sticky note, but we'll get to it. Should be a fun day. Like we said, yesterday was awesome, and today hopefully is much better.
Decent retail sales number just out there, 3.8 versus 2 for January retail sales, 3.8 to the upside versus 2% expected. So the market's getting a little tick higher on that, which is good to see. Busy day to come. Let's bring in Valeria back in the building. Good morning.
Good morning, team. Happy trading to you all. I wish you a wonderful, profitable day. Please make sure you like this video and let's get it started, Brandon.
Yep, lots to discuss. As we mentioned, guys, January retail sales there, if you missed it, 3.8 versus 2% to the upside expected. So we did get a little bit of a tick higher on that number to kick things off this morning. I wanted to start with some Canadian content, because why not? Shopify reported not good for Shop today. They forecasted slowing revenue growth going forward into the current quarter and also the rest of this year. So a bit of a move to the downside here. Overall, though, I mean, maybe could have been worse for Shop.
If you're a super high growth name that guides worse, I mean, they beat top and bottom, which is probably why it's 6%, not 10. But it's not. You're not going to get treated too well. However, some of the better earnings that we've had and some of the bounces in some of these names have actually given them some runway as you're still holding on to some of these bottoms. From that, I see some people in the chat were asking what's going on with Facebook. To my best guess is it's still trying to find its way to a bottom. You have Roblox missing, and then being a disappointment. So it might be just a sympathy sell-off there. But then, as Sean pointed out, the second I started saying that,
I'm long.
Why didn't make that move when Roblox made the move downside overnight? So that would be my guess, but there's nothing specific to Facebook that I'm aware of. I would just guess Roblox news. Shopify getting close to that $800 level. I don't know if we get there today, but you can see bottom end of the range has found some support on Shop in recent days, and we'll look to see if it can hold it here today. It wasn't all bad with their earnings, but hey, that guide, it's going to be a problem when you're high valuation.
We're going to step in here on Facebook because, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, you could say it's going to be the Roblox, but like I was saying over there to Neil, it's like Roblox got hit overnight, and as soon as the earnings came out, I mean, Roblox is basically not moving. I mean, it's going lower right now, but not this much, like from 218 down to 214, 215. I think someone just pulled the trigger here on Facebook. I mean, it's not huge. It's okay volume. I mean, it's only not even 1 million shares yet. So I don't know what the heck is going on, but we're going to go long right now. Well, I was waiting for the only level that I can find now. I mean, Facebook, this is at its all-time low. So not all-time low, just low of this, recent downturn here. Yeah, so why did it break that? I don't know. So I'm going to use 210 as my out. I'm going to average in all the way down to 210. Look at that. Now we're in the money now, 50 cents. So let's just wait to see. There it is. Let's go. I think someone just got cracked there. That's all. So I'm actually going to cancel this offer. I was going to take $1 on it, and I don't even want to do $1 anymore. I want more. So let's get greedy here on Facebook and see if we can't get back to like 216 and change. We already have a nice, yes, sir. It's already starting here today, guys. You've already got this on. Let's see. I mean, it's not a winner until you take the profits, but let's see. We're already having a good time. We said today would be hopefully just as fun as yesterday. It looks like it's starting off that way. Now that I look at this, how about 216? We could take $1.70 in the early on. We should do that, especially when we don't know what the heck's going on. So Facebook right here, we're going to get out around 216 if it does pop back upside. But hey, we could take right now 80 cents if we wanted it. So good trade here for Facebook, but let's just keep on rocking and rolling here. I'm defending that 210 area.
There was that note from the Washington Post on, I mean, this is Google, but it might somewhat relate. So Google saying they're going to crack down on cross-app data tracking. So sometimes if you're on, let's say, I don't know, a sports store site looking at running shoes, you could then go to the Facebook app and you start seeing pop-up ads for those same running shoes. So that was the Washington Post, as I mentioned, reporting that aftermarket yesterday. So maybe a little bit of a tie-in there, guys, for Facebook.
It's possible. I mean, there was the Texas lawsuit, which I also thought was yesterday's news. Someone mentioned that. So I mean, who knows? Sometimes it's just about like speculation there, and the market wasn't really doing anything. Good pointing out here. Thank you guys in the chat for pointing out that was a pretty big beat on retail sales, right? And Macy's jumped like 80 pennies just instantly off the bump here. So sometimes you're not looking at something, and then you get a out of nowhere beat on retail sales, and Macy's is going to come into play here. Now it's got some resistance. Just looking at the daily chart, you get 28, 29, but it is starting like it did just clear out this level at about 26.65. So I'd like to see you get back into this 26.50 to 65 range. You've got room to the recent highs at 27.65. So big retail, like, as Brendan said, that's a big retail beat for January that just hit the wire, and Macy's booming on that number. Keep in mind, Macy's there's other retailers out there, but Macy's for a day trade, they're the one that has the higher short interest. So a lot of times you'll see some bigger moves to the upside when they get going, which makes them the preferred day trade.
All right, there it is. We take a little bit of profit right there. What's up to Tim? As we take the profit there, 68 cents on that, and now we'll hold the rest. I don't know, like I said, this thing could continue to fall. I'm going to be long a lot of names today, so if we could take 60 cents quickly off this, we will do that. So we'll look to reload it if we do get back down here to 214. So out here, we still have some, but we're out of some of this trade on Facebook here just to realize the profits. And again, thank you to everybody there on the chat, because I was looking at Facebook, but you guys kept saying, what's going on? And then I couldn't figure it out myself. So we wait for it to drop down, find a level, defend 214. If we would have defended 213, it would have been even much better. But we're out at 2/3 now, and we'll see if we can hold that last third to see if we can get a little bump back upside right there. I've been talking about Macy's for a while. I like Gap just because of where they are, but let's just see where they are now. I haven't looked at them in a bit. Yeah, $15. This is probably a decent level here for GPS as well, as you're coming all the way to the downside. This is what I mean. You're trapped in this area. I don't like it because it's this low. I wish it wasn't 15 and more 18. So watch out for some of these names. Gap. I mean, we got to get earnings from all these companies, but like you're right at a spot right now where I just said I just liked Gap, but I actually thought it was up here. It's actually got hit here the last. See, 17, last couple of days was pretty bad. I thought it was above the 50 period, and I liked it through 18, but yeah, no, Gap making lower as well. So I guess Macy's probably is the name. They have activist intentions here as well, because they were thinking about spinning off their digital assets, or their digital side of business, and that's what created this huge run up to $38 from 15 or something. Yeah, there it is. 15 bottom up to 38 in half a year, and now just hovering around. I like Macy's too, a good property play. And there it is. Good thing we did take some of that out on Facebook, as Facebook comes right back in. So yeah, sometimes we got it right, and there it is right there again. So we got it right again there, and now we'll just see. We could have it completely wrong if this thing goes all the way back down to 10, but there it is, man. We are now reloaded in the carnival that is Facebook.
Let's go to DWAC here, up 4% pre-market. The beta version of True Social out in the world, being tested currently, including by former President Trump. So a lot of people talking about this on social media this morning. Nice bump up here, 4% right now. Was higher, obviously, up above 86 in the pre-market, though, for DWAC. Yeah,
and every time we talk about DWAC, it's like the same number is just going to keep coming out here. But you look at the 15, it's just going to be 87. Like, it dropped $10 and found 87 as resistance ever since that. So I think that's where your true breakout can possibly come into play. We know that the release delayed till possibly March, and that's when things will happen. But sort of any catalyst can set this off and running. I know it's light volume for the gap up. That's why I wouldn't jump into this one too early. But at the open, you test that 87 and maybe get a break. There's just so much runway to the upside that when it gets going, you don't always want to be fighting this against that stock and against the grain. It breaks it, you're probably looking at like 90 and then 95 as possible shortable levels. Because I saw it up 5%, I went ahead and paid for the shorts, knowing that usually when it's got moves in it, I'm likely to want to trade it. But I'm not touching it unless we're getting up to 87. If it's got to be a bid and defending one, I don't see how it's anything but in front of that 80 level. Up in no man's land, I wouldn't be jumping on the bid when it's gapping up on low volume. But hey, any catalyst is going to get my attention, so that'll be good enough. And yes, I know we'll talk about Bingo Ventures. They are up today and trading pretty solid volume. Kind of going sideways here. I'd like to see it break 4, but it is a legitimate breakout on the daily chart.
All right, so yeah, I'm into Roblox as well right now. So we're into both Roblox and Facebook. I said I wouldn't do this anymore on the off the open, but we'll go 1 for 1 here and then wait to see what happens. Long Roblox now, long Facebook, and long DWAC. I mean, as soon as DWAC takes out 86, we're long that name. So let's just wait to see if that happens. Again, a lot of talk here. Nicely done today on the upside. It's caught a bid. You obviously have these levels down here at 80, 81. So that would be the best if you got long back in here. But if you can't and it wants to run, you have 86, which is right here. So we've hit 86 a couple times and bounced off of it. The high right there is 87.50. So this time when we take an 86 long, we will try to get out some at 87.50, even 87. I mean, but the thing is, if you take an 86 break, you're going to get like 86.30 or something, right? And so watch out for some slippage on that. But yeah, I think this is a screaming long, up 3.71%. Let's just see, man, if the momentum is there. That's all. So if the momentum is there, we'll take it. If we get long 86, Then we'll see what some of the levels are. Where did it come from? Things like that. So I am looking for that, and I am right now long Roblox here as it's taking down 50. So this is what happened yesterday to me on Roblox, and then it ripped up $8. So here it goes. It's getting cracked. We put it on our note here that we're not going to hold this. If 57 breaks, then that's that. So here we go. We're long at 60. Now we'll take an average price here as it's starting to go down, and then watch to see what happens at 57. So this could be a little nasty, but we're going to wait to 57 to give us an out here on Roblox. But as expected, man, I mean, not a great quarter coming to the downside here. It had a monster move previously. Good thing we didn't go long before this earnings report. We went long last earnings report, which was unbelievable, when we went from 76 to 145. And now today you're retesting some of these lows. So that all-time low there is 50. I keep saying all-time, but I think it is actually 53.50. And then right in here is 57. So 57 breaks, we'll be gone. But what we should have done there instead of talking was averaging in down there at 58. So let's do that again. See what happens. Facebook and Roblox both long.
Yeah, just quickly, I jumped into Airbnb for first try. They had actually good earnings, by the way, and the guide, they liked what was going on. Especially in terms of some of the trends, and we'll get to this, it's on the watch list, but once it broke that shelf and held below 185, I'm just going to get out, reevaluate the trade till like 9:30 is 45 minutes away. So when we open back up, it's still a name that I want to be trading, and I do love their earnings, but I'm not willing to hold on to this through what was a pretty large gap, and then don't want to have the spreads opening up on me. And by the way, when I went over to Macy's, the chart looks good. That the spread on Macy's was like 30 cents on like a $26 stock. So that's another one that might want to be waiting until the open. I don't know if it's just the couple of stocks that I'm looking at, but I saw some wider spreads than I was anticipating based on the volume that we're seeing in some of these. You don't have that problem with Vinco Ventures, which we'll talk about at some point, but that's for a small cap stock that you can trade pretty comfortably. Tons of liquidity there. You don't have to worry about being offsides. But for some of these other names this far away from the open, I wouldn't want this accelerating because the gap's all the way down to 180.
Yeah, 380, big level for BBIG, Vinco Ventures. On the DWAC note, CFVI also up here in the pre-market. Way less volume, but always worth kind of tying these in. PHUN as well. Positive so far on the day. There's more M&A news this morning. APTS being bought by Blackstone for $25 a share. So that was continuing the M&A activity that we've seen so far this month. It's been a busy one. Viacom, the other big mover to the downside, or another big mover to the downside this morning, changing their name, first off, to Paramount. They were talking a lot about focusing more on streaming and a lot of ideas when it comes to streaming. So no more Viacom CBS. It's going to be Paramount. Their earnings, not great.
Yeah, definitely not great for them. We actually, it's weird. I worked for Paramount Canada's Wonderland way back in the day, and yeah, I mean, the name change, I don't think that matters. What's interesting to me, and this is something that I didn't even realize was true, sorry, go back to the daily chart, is when that Archegos fiasco happened, at the absolute bottom, and anyone that was trading that day is probably going to remember that 40 bottom. Like, it broke 40, got to 39.50, and then just was a screaming running buy to the upside, and still didn't even put a dent in the stock. It never recovered. The next day, the high was about $50. It never got past that level and has been sort of grinding lower ever since. And that's in the midst of, this is in the midst of the market just running and making highs seemingly every single week. But you're headed the other way. I look at the recent bottom of 28, about $28. It's like 28 and a quarter, and say that's got to be in play today. And definitely for the next week. On your 15-minute, you do have some levels in front of it, like this $30 level sits there. That's kind of like the Roblox 60. I wanted to be short Viacom if you can get it around 32. I've never, outside of the Archegos thing, I've never really traded Viacom, so not one I wanted in the pre-market. But to me, it's a fade till 32, and then you play that into the 30 level. Whether or not I like the 30 break, it's short. It's SSR. That does mean hitting a break like that, you might not actually get those shares. There's always some trouble when something is down that percentage. It's the same thing with Roblox at 60. Like, there's no guarantee you'll get the fill if you're trying to get short. But I like Viacom for a fade up into 32. If we can get it, great. It's doing great volume this morning, so maybe we'll take a shot. I just got long on Vinco. I know Brennan just mentioned VWAP, buyer at 380. There were some stacked offers, but I tend to think that could be a bit fugazi. So I'm going to be long in Vinco Ventures. It's a breakout on the daily chart.
I'm already long. I just got long also here. I'm putting out a tweet here so you guys can see my positions. For those of you that aren't here watching, you can see it on the Twitter. We are going to go long right now on AMC. So AMC comes back in. We're going to look at defending this 19 level first area, 1950 into here yesterday's close. So let's see if this is a little bounce spot. But I mean, look, we're going long fighting this, and then the market's just like doot, doot, doot. So yeah, not a good start here for the longs, and it might not be for the rest of the day. So we are in here early on all these names. Obviously, we understand that. Let's just hope for a little bit of a bounce back here in the market, and then if not, we'll just work it. So AMC right now, if it can go back up just to ease some of this pain, we'll get some out. If we can get back to like 1980, something like that in there, maybe even 1975, take 25 cents on that if we can. Roblox, a different story, of course, as we're expecting to get longer down here and then just use 50s. Like I'm expecting to get stopped out, but I'm going to test it off that 57 anyways. So we'll see if 57 can print for us. And again, you got to give these things a little bit of room, especially if you're going to trade in the pre-market. And these are not heavy positions. Like if I can make like 10, 20% of my day or something like that on these trades, then I'll do that. And the same way losing like that as well. And I'm talking about all three combined, not on one individually. So let's see where we go. But these three positions, they're all going out. I'm going to tweet them all out right now. You can see them on the bottom. 3 longs, guys.
A few other things of note this morning, guys. The trade desk, TTD, up it's actually down now. I just checked. It was initially higher on earnings, but to the downside today for TTD following their report. This one as well, CRSR, worth noting, going to be included in the small cap S&P 600 index. So CRSR up here. Not a lot of volume here in the pre-market, but these types of news events typically cause some attention because some indexes will have to add CRSR. So nice bump up here this morning for Corsair.
Yeah, the Corsair is on my radar, and I've got some orders out just to make some, I guess, somewhat standard plays. It's a bit of a break on the daily for it, as we're going to be gapping through 2 ranges. The tight one here, like about $22, you get a break, and then you have 22 and 3/4 up there on the daily. So I'm just sitting right at 22.50. If it sells back at the open, and then I want to give that back to like that 22 level. So, let's see if it actually can maintain that bump. This is a case where I'm sort of hoping that there's a little bit of a sell the news event. We get some bounce off support. It's in a nice upward trend, consolidating for a break, and then it gets a catalyst. Because if you take out the high and can sustain through that, there's just so much runway on this, right? Like runway maybe to even like $25, $26 on Corsair. And that's going to be par for the course for a lot of beat up names. But, this had made a nice consolidation off the bottom, and then you do have like a brief period of time breaking that low and then regaining it, consolidating. So that does set it up for a technical sort of breakout anyways. So let's see if this can happen in Corsair. I'm not jumping into it right away. Its volume is tiny. It's only done 100,000 last I checked, so that's why I'm sitting deep in the bid there. If there is some selling into it, I don't want to be at the front of it. I want to see if we can get an actual good price there. So all I have left on right now is going to be Vinco Ventures. But Corsair, I am sitting on the bid 22.50 to try to catch something off the open.
Okay, so we just did relieve some pressure on Facebook. Obviously, we're still positive on the stock. We got out for flat at 214 there off our last bid there. So now we're going to wait to see where we go with Facebook. Still positive on the name, but I mean, I'm long Roblox, AMC, and Facebook. So it was just like if I had a chance to get something out. Plus, it's already showed me this bottom of 213 there. So I'd like to try to get long if it does dip one more time into that. And a big shout out to Irish Mac here, talking about this post here yesterday that we had going home, listening to some tunes. We'll put this on here. You guys can check it out if you did want to. Thank you for all the likes on this one. 125 likes alone on this. So thank you to Irish Mac. And look, we got to build community, right? So check it out. All of us out on social as we post every day up there. 214 right now. Okay, so Roblox, it was Roblox that just got filled. Facebook starting to go back upside there. Roblox, our last fill right now down here at 58. We're going to give it to 57. This one, it could be an absolute bloodbath. Really, the short should have been through 60 there. We tried to defend it. Once it didn't happen, I should have reversed it into the short. So you know, that's something, and now we're kind of just dying on the sword that we put up there with our 57. So we're not going to average in anymore there. If 57 goes, then we're gone on Roblox, and guess what? It's going to go. So be careful. If you have that out, then good, but that's where I'm going to wait, all the way down here to 57. That's going to be my out. I'll probably, because I don't have a lot of shares, I'll probably put on one more bid down here somewhere, and then if it doesn't hold, which I'm guessing if my level is 57, most people's is probably 57, because that's right here. So it's very, very close. I mean, it's really 57, 56, 75, something like that. But I'm not going to take the risk here. If it breaks 57, I'm going to try to get that out. So right now, Roblox to the downside, AMC upside, and Facebook profitable. So hopefully we'll only go 2 for 3, but we'll see what Roblox wants to do here. Brendo, tell me it's on the upgrade side.
Some of the big ones today, obviously, on earnings here, both Upstart and Airbnb. Roblox not on the board today. Some retail names, though. Macy's, Nordstrom's over there. Pinduoduo, Chinese name. Win also reported, worth noting. Neo and Via C, guys, to the downside.
I just sort of, I mean, Macy's on the upgrade. We just got the retail sales number. Showed you that one.
Right,
so,
right.
I mean, I'm a little bit surprised to see Nordstrom's on the downgrade, but yeah, okay. So Nordstrom's, it's making some consolidation, a bit of a bottom. Someone asked in the chat, they're like, retail sales, what do you buy? Like, do you like Target or Walmart? Take a look at the chart of Target. Like that, it didn't bounce off of its recent lows at all off that retail sales number, which would concern me a little bit. Macy's, some of it has to do, I think, with the short interest there. But Nordstrom's, I'm a little bit surprised at the downgrade here. I don't really see an obvious level unless we were down about 20, 21, but it is primed for a potential break. It's disappointing to see there was a slight spike up on the retail sales number, and it's immediately selling back on low volume. So it doesn't look like many of these names are doing much with that number, but then that could also be, this is what's happening overall in the futures. Like we're dropping down on the ES here. The NASDAQ also just rolled over a bit. So that's probably the bigger story and why you're not seeing even some of those retail names pop. Of course, we'll be watching. We talked about Airbnb already on the upgrade list. We'll be talking about those on earnings. Upstart as well, because that's a monster mover.
Yeah, so we just got long Roblox. It went all the way back up almost through 58 again and then completely stopped. So that's a bad sign. I thought it had a chance to go. We will take a piece out if we can get it back to that 58 level. We should have taken some out. Like, we're only out of this name $1.28. I mean, whatever. We took a bigger hit on this yesterday. So looks like we'll get out of this if it does take out 57. Look, I sold Walmart on this high up here at 146. So that was a good one there for Walmart. I think it's already, I bought Walmart a hell of a long time ago at 100 and should have got some out, obviously, at the high. But not shoulda, woulda, coulda, not really. I'm happy with getting out here as we struggled. Triple tops. We'll wait to get lower. I don't want to buy really anything in the retail side, to be honest with you. Right now, I just talked about Gap, and I thought that was higher than it was, and it's not. So yeah, I'm not super excited about retail right now. If I could pick a winner, though, like I just said, Gap was surprising to me. There it is. Okay, come on, let's go, Roblox. There it is. We just got a piece out right there. That was a hit, but now we're going to wait to see, and now we're cooking with gas. So let's see if we go back up to the upside here on RBLX. We took away some pressure there. As you could see, that was the mistake, but I should have got out of that and then waited for 57, 58. This always happens to me. Like, I should have right now a dollar winner instead, not patient enough and take this early. So this is what we're talking about right now, real. Let's see if we can get back up. I do have another offer here on Roblox, but it's not till 61, so I got to change that one now. Let's see if we get a piece out 59.50 if we're lucky enough. This thing could spike, so let's not count this out. At least now, if we get hit on it, it's not the complete end of the world, but some pressure relieved there on Roblox. Let's see where we go with this one now. But look, it just stopped again, basically at 58 there. So watch out for that one. And then as I was getting into it, Target, I like them for the run that they had, and could they have another run? Of course. I mean, summer should be good for Target, but look, it's been pretty bad, man. So I don't know where this market's ever going to stop.
Look at that bottom.
Yeah, you have bottoms here at 2 bills. I mean, that's a nice psychological bottom, 200. So you can watch out for that. But I mean, this has just been a monster run up for Target. So yeah, definitely coming back in. I'm not a huge fan of retail right now.
Before we move on, I just want to quickly jump to a Shopify here, because someone mentioned Shopify falling. We had just talked about Shopify down 6%. And this happened. We get a big breakdown at about 840, and it dropped 40 bucks here. So now down 10% in short sell restricted. But I do also want to quickly, just for all of you viewers in the U.S., which is most of you, in Toronto, in the Toronto market, shop is right on this $1,000 level. Looks like we could be opening up right around their indicated open. So you have a big psychological level here in Canada. You also have on the daily chart, you've got a big level on shop. They reported the guide was not good. So it is under some pressure here, and worth pointing out, like that's a pretty big level both psychologically and on the charts as well, which I didn't mention when I went over it the first time.
Overall, the market continues to be very headline driven here, guys. There was more comments there suggesting, from the U.S. side anyway, suggesting that Russia continues to build up some troops along the Ukraine border. Russia, this morning said the troops that are still at the Ukraine border will remain there for another 3 to 4 weeks before returning to deployment bases. So take your pick, I guess, on which comments you want to follow with. The market seems to be on the U.S. side, obviously. So back to the downside here for the overall market. Sadly, we don't have Arun today. He is not able to join us to give us a look at the overall market. But overall, I don't think much has changed as far as what he said yesterday. We're still in that same kind of range, top and bottom from, the past week has been overall the same kind of range on the futures. So back to the downside, down 0.5% here for the futures at this point. Let's get into what else is moving around this morning in the pre-market, guys. If you're looking for the watch list, that is the link. Has everything you need to know going into the open. We talk about it every morning in the first hour and get you set for the start of trading. A lot of decent reports to go through this morning. One of the biggest ones, though, Roblox. It was the forecast, if you were wondering. That came up a little bit light on RBLX. But, as we said, everything else, not that bad.
Yeah, but that's forecasts are what matter. Like, that's what stocks are basically, growth stocks anyways. They're reacting to your forward guidance and your forecast, and that's what is going to get it to knock down here. I sat down, someone was like, do you have a short idea for Roblox? And I said, yeah, 65. I didn't really have it. Like, I didn't have a setup when I came and sat down and it was sitting at $62. I was just like, shorting it at 62 to give it to 65 didn't feel like the right thing. 60 break, I hate breakdowns at that time of day, and you're going to see that actually work out. So I'm going to be pieing my face for not trying it at least, because even on a scalp trade it would have been good. At this point, I think that 60, like those key levels are going to be back towards that 60, which could turn into some resistance here. And if that gets broken, I still sort of believe in that notion of 65, the previous floor. Those feel like they're a bit pie in the sky. We still actually have a half an hour until the open, and the stock just put a $3 breakdown in and is trying to get back into the upside. So at this point, I'd rather let it settle. I know I want to be looking at 60. If things get out of hand, on that daily chart, that wick bottom is all the way down at 53. So I would expect that there would be some buyers on Roblox down at that price. But outside of that, wait for it to get. I'm waiting for it to get back to 60 even before I take any kind of an entry price. Sometimes if they can't break back out of the opening of the gap down range, a lot of times it can be a short. You can find buys into that upper side, but I'd rather try the short side of the trade there. And if we do get to 53, that's a different story. I might be defending that kind of a level. That seems unlikely, but who knows? We've seen 25% before on some of these other names post earnings.
Yeah, we have Roblox here on the sticky note, and we've just kind of, like I said, we just didn't get aggressive enough with it here. You can see on the sticky note, I just put it in the chat here. Not a horrible report, obviously. There's tons of users. Users up 33%, daily active users, which is monstrous. But again, not being able to monetize like Twitter, like all these. Twitter's been around, like I said, for 20 years and still can't figure out monetization. Hopefully Roblox could. The only real bear bull case story for Roblox that I gave yesterday was didn't come to fruition. When I said that, I would have loved for them to talk about some of the deals that they made and what they're expecting to do with a Nike or, I know Disney's with a Disney with, stocks like this, and they didn't really say too much about that. So we'll wait to see. But look, long support 57, averaging at 58. So now our average price is 58.20. I can't do it better than this. The only problem is that I should have waited for 60 to, on a pre-market, that's risky level. So that was maybe the problem there. But look, if we have long support at 57, we easily here could get tapped out right now. So we'll wait to see if it takes out 57. We're out of that. We did take out some pressure there, which is fine. It'll be a loser, and obviously every time you lose, your account goes down. But this is not going to be a big one. We'll wait for it to settle down. I do like those psychological longs there near that 50 level. I'm trying to buy more of this stock in my own account, but just not now. You got to give this now the 2-3 days. Remember, we were like, oh, give PayPal 3 days. Well, you got to give PayPal 3 months apparently. So let's wait to see now what happens with Roblox, as now it's spitting to the downside. Here it comes. So we are going to be out at 57 break. So once this breaks 57, we're down in the dumpsters on Roblox. So,
well, hold on, I want to, because you said the 3-day rule. Like the 3-day rule doesn't mean like after 3 days you got to buy the stock. It just means it gives you an idea of what you want to do next. Because even something like a Facebook, like you're looking for it to make the nice consolidation, hold some levels, and then maybe break back out. And once if it's accepted price after earnings or after big news, then it's a go ahead. But you can wait around. Like it's like Viacom, like after the Archegos thing. Like you can wait around for it to support, and if it had ever broken 50, maybe it was going to go back to the upside. It just never did. So it's more like a cooling off period than anything else for some of these names that I think we got to pay attention to. And everyone asked what happened to Vinco Ventures. I mean, 380 broke. Like this is 380. This is a long in front of the consolidation. That's 380 breaking. I'm out. Like it can reestablish a floor here at 360. It's going to do tens of millions of shares today. So getting back into it is going to be absolutely no problem if you like it. So if it makes another attempt at a bottom, then I'm gonna like getting back into it. I love the fact that it was, it's bounced off the 50 period. You don't get this for small caps. $3, 50 period bounce, was breaking out on the daily chart at that 380 level, and then had some runway past 4 to the 200. And then the last consolidation, which doesn't even matter because it blew through that the last time. So there was some runway if it could have made a run to 4, but it broke that 80, so I'm out.
Like that to hold up when the market is overall weak. Upstart, the next one here, big report, easily blowing out expectations right across the board. As Neil was saying there at the beginning, we saw that dump, halfway through the afternoon at 100, and then it does nothing but just go straight up into and then after. The report comes out. So nice look here for UPST.
I didn't have much for Upstart, but Upstart is a name that is on the sticky note here. And yeah, I like the repurchase. I mean, that's about it, right? The 400 million. It's so small, but for a company of Upstart size, it's nice. Like, you get Google 4 billion or Microsoft 4 billion, 5 billion, Apple the same kind of thing in a running repurchase. But it is nice to see that for an Upstart. It's nice to see the company putting back some of this money into the traders' pockets or into investors' pockets, I should say, because they didn't have too bad. They had $287 million in fees, fourth quarter revenue up to $304 million, 287 of that, like I said, is from fees. They beat the street, which is only $262 million. So it's nice, but those are revenues, remember, not profitability or anything like that. So Upstart still, if I was long on this name, I would take profits right here, then see about a 150 break or something like that. I've seen a lot of these names that have been beat down take bumps up and then just get hit right back down next quarter. Take Roblox, for example. Take a lot of these names as examples. So I would, I don't know, instead of looking gift horses in the mouth, just take it out. Like there's no problem. If you're long Upstart down here anywhere, like, look, Upstart was $80, okay? Not like 2 weeks ago, January 25th. 2 weeks ago, $80. You wake up today to 140, 133. So that's a profit. You take that profit, and that's why I think Upstart starts to fall today back down. I'm looking at a 128 short. I think people will be so happy doing backflips for this report. I believe they'll take some profits. I mean, a 130 downside is great. I mean, that's probably what I'll test. We'll see the spread. I mean, I'm not scared of the spread. Obviously, I'm trading Roblox here on Facebook, but you'll see if this opens up, you got to watch out for this 130, but I think a short is due for this name. I wrote down 128, but honestly, I sort of thought 130 would break by now. You do have this top of 135. So if you go short 130, you do have 135 there. I get a feeling that I'm going to be in other positions managing things, but Upstart definitely on the radar. If not for the first trade, definitely for some point today.
Yeah, and where you get that 128, just if you zoom out, you'll see like the recent high in the range has been that 128 support to resistance. I'm on the offer for the pop and fade trade, which at this point, you know, when it was at 134, like this looked a little bit more likely. It already bounced off 130, so it would actually have to press into 138 and then just give it that 140. If it breaks 140, I think it's more than likely it might have a run at that 150 level. But if you look at it on the daily, you know, it's already broken one level out on the daily chart. That is that 128. The next one up is a ways away at 165. So you wouldn't want to get too caught at a bounce here if it wants to continue to go to the upside. But I just feel like the market's sort of coming off here. You got the Fed minutes coming. Profit taking makes all the sense in the world to me on this one.
LVS just jumped up there to actually jump down, I guess I should say, on a volume scanner. Down 1.4 here. S&P cutting its rating on LVS to junk. Just a heads up if you are currently long on LVS. Little negativity there. Airbnb, the next one. Good report overall. It was the forecast, though, that was better than expected. They were pointing to business travel resuming a little bit more than we've seen over the past couple of years, and remote working. They said they're going to benefit further from remote working still for Airbnb.
I read that their bookings are actually higher now than they were pre-pandemic. So I think that that's obviously great. I can't believe, like, I could just get out of Roblox now for flat. I don't know why I'm not doing that, Brendo. But okay, Airbnb today, again, had a beautiful move again, you know, and then I just think people are slapping these things down. I'm not even sure the reports matter anymore. I mean, it's just, it matters. It gets it going up here. But you were already up to 195, and then I guess it just got hit back down. Airbnb's really been a big winner here as far as tech stocks and as far as IPOs are concerned. You're not going to find another name that's this far away from the 50 period, especially after today. What a great buy this was down here. And I think it was one of the picks that we gave to you for the reopen trade. I mean, I also gave Disney, which is actually right back to where we gave it. Unfortunately, it goes to 135 first. And this, I think we started talking about Airbnb in this area, 150, 155, 160. So I feel like there's been a lot of buyers down here. And again, you get a nice move up, probably just hit back down on that news. So, on the report, like people profit taking. Like, why does it go up to 195 and then all morning long it just drips down? Like, did people figure something else out? I don't know. So for me, I don't even have Airbnb on my radar. I know Neil already traded there, went 0 for 1 quickly in and out there. Both of us negative here in the pre-market, so maybe we got to stop pre-market trading. But right now you're going to see 182.50 is the bottom here for Airbnb. So for me, I think that makes some sense that there's something that we could do there. 1.53 billion revenue. Wow, in the fourth quarter. That's a billion for this name. So again, definitely working if you want a name that is going to have cash flow, and definitely has got that money. They got their bookings. I think this is a great reopen. And I know the wife and I are talking about obviously traveling again, as many of you probably are as well. We just got it lifted here in Canada, some of those restrictions for travel. So we're already talking about going somewhere. So Airbnb, I believe, works. If you did want a long and you're maybe not long yet, or you're thinking this dips down, why not look at 175, 180? Like, you know, in here, you come down to 180, you test that 180 level, and then the rest is history. So pretty simple trading here for Airbnb again today. I like it. I think it's a great reopen play, and if you're long already, that's what people did last night, was take profits immediately. So unfortunately, you're late to the game if you don't have pre or post-market trading, because Airbnb here falling pretty nicely down in the pre-market. What's up, Val?
Hey guys, just around 15 minutes left until the open, and I remind you to like this video. Please help us to get 1,000 likes before the opening bell. And now, Brendan, take it away.
Yeah, let's continue along, guys, as we work our way towards the open. The market continues to slide here, down 0.53 now on the S&P. So we'll see what happens. I wanted to mention, let's go to NVIDIA. Some of the tech stocks worth noting here today. NVIDIA, the big one, obviously. Earnings to come after market tonight. Wanted to mention there was another deal just announced. It sounded like Land Rover and Jaguar partnering with NVIDIA. Both brands looking at making, obviously, more EV products, electrifying their fleet as well. So NVIDIA, though, coming off with the overall market here.
Yeah, NVIDIA 250, 270. It's a breakout. I mean, whether we get a breakout here seems ridiculously unlikely at this point, given what the market's already doing. So you're thinking about, if you're not in a short, which I look at it, I'm in zero shorts right now as the market's rolling over, but 270 would have been that level. I think 250 where we broke out from yesterday is where you want to support, and I had to step away for a few minutes there, but I know you guys covered Airbnb. I probably share Sean's sentiments in liking them as a reopen and loving their quarter. I think inflation helps them in some ways. But now that it's already broken down, 180 is the only level worth defending that I looked at. That's why we stopped out early on it. I just didn't want to give it all the way back to 180. But NVIDIA, yeah, I'll be waiting till 250 on this. And just to sort of go over the chips as well, AMD, very similar thing, right at that recent high, trying to break out the 122, but its support's pretty deep. That 114, 115 area has been really good on AMD. So because of the big runs these things have been on, they haven't really established big levels of support until they pull back a lot further. So unfortunately, that does mean a little bit of patience is going to be in play at this open.
Yeah, we're just going to give this one to 212.40 here on Facebook and just wait to see if it does break back down lower. So we are into Facebook here again as it takes down that 213 level. So we're back in. I mean, this has been so far so good, honestly, on Facebook. I don't have any qualms with this trade at all. We're still net positive on Facebook, but holding against us. So if I were to get out now, we'd be slightly negative on the name. We're long at 213.60. Good thing we took this, like this first 214.20 and out 215 there. That was 75 cents. So this 10 is a problem here. It keeps coming back, this 213.10. So I feel like this cracks lower, and then we're going to get out if it takes out 212.50 and then lose the dollar on Facebook. So there it is. It's having a problem taking out this 213.10 there. Trust me, like, look, see, it can't go. Now it can't go through 5. Now it can't go through 4. Now it can't go through 3. So there's someone here, this is called an iceberg seller, where they're just sitting here taking, see, look at all these shares, hundreds, thousands, well, hundreds, probably not thousands right now, taking there at 05. So now we broke, so that's okay, but let's see if it can get back up to the upside right here. I've already sort of danced with the devil on Roblox, and it looks like there it goes. So Roblox, finally we can be out of our misery there on Roblox, because it just went down and down, down, down. So we actually got out at a 57 break, which was great out there on Roblox, as now it goes Tank City there to the downside. Actually, it didn't go that far down, actually. But there it goes right there, right back up to 57. So I thought it was a good out, but I guess it was there. Let's watch out for Roblox. Thank God I'm out of this, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. There it goes to the downside, Roblox. Let's wait for 50 bucks. So 0 for 1 on that trade today, that idea. And we're just going to wait for AMC and Facebook.
Crazy, 22% now for RBLX. Moderna, worth noting here, had a big update yesterday with the overall market. If you remember, back to 150. The CEO comes out this morning, says it's reasonable to now think the pandemic may be behind us, which for a vaccine maker is probably not that positive. But heads up on Moderna, down 2.3. Let's talk about DWAC here. A few people still mentioning and looking at Digital World Acquisition Corporation. Again, the beta version of Truth Social out being tested currently by none other than former President Trump.
Yeah, look, and when we talked about this, you can see the support, the resistance on the 15 minutes, so we'll go back over it. You had one day breaking above this 85 to 87 channel, and it got to 98 and then pulled back, and it's been the same resistance ever since. Challenging that seemed more likely before this little bit of a market pullback, but I don't really know how you're buying it unless it's, I mean, 79.80, like $80 is probably like the earliest level I think you can sort of stick in to like that long. But at this point, I still look at 86 to 87, or 85 to 87 as a resistance channel. If it breaks out of this convincingly, like 87.5 is as far as it's ever gone, you've got all kinds of runway to the upside. So it's got to be a breakout at that point. The further we get away from it, the less likely that's obviously going to be. I just want to pivot to one that I know some people are probably still watching. I don't know if it made our list, Virgin Galactic. So as it sort of rolled over here, I did miss an opportunity. I was in and out very quickly just earlier in the pre-market, but now it's established a bit of a range here. You had the failed 11 break, wick high in the pre-market there, and it couldn't get past really 11 in the afternoon yesterday, and now you're getting a consolidation lower. So I'm going to take it short off of about 1080. If it breaks 1030, this can accelerate for sure into the downside. But they had the rocket ship upside yesterday on all the bookings, on opening up the bookings. Still have to get some. They're expecting about 1,000. Hey, that's nice. If they can get 1,000, that's half $500 million right there for them. But their market cap is significantly higher than that, even at these prices. So I'm looking to short roll off the open on Virgin Galactic.
Okay, shout out to Jason. What's up, Jason? Here, he said he gets so excited when I follow him on Twitter, but it's always a fake account. Yeah, keep reporting those fake accounts. And then, of course, being the people's trader comes right back at you here, Jason. And I said, Jason, I will follow you. So let's go, Jason. You let me know. You can send me a message there on the real Twitter account, and I will follow you back. So DM me. Slide into those DMs, and I'll hit you back, Jason. So there it is right there. We'll get you going on Twitter. So, Jason, you can. I will follow you. Hopefully you have some valid things to say. Yeah, I don't even know anything about that. I mean, we mentioned that Google News. What was that Google News there, Brendan? It was that they're talking about ads and then not showing the different, when you're looking at, for example, like what Brendan was saying there, you're looking at a hockey stick or something, and then the next thing you know, when you're on a website, it shows you ads for Sport Check or something like that, or wherever you're. I don't know. Do Americans buy hockey sticks? So that's kind of Dick's.
They kind of have to.
I should say Dick's Sporting Goods there. Yeah. So I think that is obviously a major change. I mean, anytime iOS or Android or anybody changes their algorithm or their platform settings or the way they distribute news or marketing, anything like that is obviously going to have a monster impact on these social media stocks. And unfortunately, Facebook just keeps getting cracked lower, lower, lower. This is the lowest it's been. So now you're at the 212.50. Unbelievable. We got out on that 212.50 break. So Facebook, I'm fine with. Roblox, we got hit on that one, and we're waiting for AMC. Although Roblox is kind of hovering now around 57. It's a good thing we smelled a little bit of a rat there and got something out off so 57 long out there 58. But this, I would be completely fine on this stock if we didn't take it initially. So I still hold out hopes for Roblox, but yeah, oh wow, there's only 8 minutes left. Okay, this has been an exciting morning, that's probably why. Oh wow, I didn't even notice this either. Duh, should have been looking at this, what an idiot. Roblox, I didn't even look at the imbalance locator at all today. I've never even seen Roblox on here, ever. And now you're gonna see Roblox as the #1 and a big boy up here too. 700,000 shares with almost nothing paired off. So, I mean, so stupid. I should have, when Roblox was falling, now I feel ridiculous because that would have been a good sign there. But other than that, nothing else on here that we've normally trade. Snapchat is there as a sell.
I wanted to quickly say Snap because a few people have asked about Snapchat. Look, a lot of things rolled over, but Snapchat, I think this will be pretty basic going over it because since that crazy price action, it's settled into a $3 range-ish. $38 the bottom, well, 38 and change the bottom, and then this like 41 change, and 42 level, let's call it actually. And when I see that happen, it just feels like an all-world short if it gets back up here. Now, I don't anticipate like a lot of these levels that I would have liked to short. I mean, a lot's changed in the last 20 minutes, so I mean, getting these is going to be pretty unrealistic. But I will be ready for it. I'm not playing in the middle of this range. Like either it gives you the top. Maybe it breaks the bottom at 38, and then there's runway down to 34, 35, but there's no chasing it for me. I'm actually about to maybe even get an Airbnb the second look. So rather than hold the long at 186 all the way down, I'm just going to get it again in front of 180 because this market's starting to fall off. But yeah, Snapchat, it's still within the range of the last week.
A couple more things to note here, guys. Spruce Point Capital just out with a strong sell on C3 AI. So AI moving to the downside. Speaking of Facebook, Helbiz teaming up with Facebook to bring Series B matches live on their platform. So HLBZ all the way back to $3 here. This thing ran up to 40 if you remember the middle of last year. But Helbiz up 4% on that, teaming up with Facebook. Again, C3 AI down on a Spruce Point Capital note.
I mean, remember when we had that discussion about the market being rigged? C3 AI a year ago was $180. Okay, now you're down to $20 on this name. So, and it's feeling tons of pressure again today, down 7.5%. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I know ARK is in C3 AI, obviously a new name that came out. Like you want to talk about mispricing an IPO? Honestly, these guys should honestly be. I mean, I don't know if they get investigated enough, but some of these underwriters, Morgan Stanley, or whoever the hell brought this thing to market should be embarrassed. Like all of these stocks. Like you come to market at $90 and then literally a year later, you're at $22. Now, I know we have inflation. I know there's all this stuff, yada, 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 right? These guys aren't affected by supply chain or anything like that. So C3AI just continues to get hit down. We'll take a look at this, but like I just feel, I'm not invested in it, but there are other names that people have been invested in that I got out of T-Doc and things like that. But, you know, it's unbelievable the moves to the downside here. This makes me very, very nervous for our brethren Palantir because, like, I mean, at any time, somebody can come out and then just squash any of these names. Now, Palantir is no C3AI. I mean, this is not going from $170 down to $20 here because the thing about it is Palantir direct listed at 9. Okay, about a year and a half. Was it September of 19, I think? Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, September of 20, sorry. Wow, time flies. So that came out at $9, okay? So no problems here with that one as you're still in the money, and you're still in the money 50% if you still have this from its, you know, IPO or direct listing day, and it rips up to $40. A lot of us made a lot of money in this move, and so now we're sort of holding some of the bags on Palantir, but as long as you were buying in here, so I just get nervous for Palantir's earnings that are coming tomorrow, so let's watch out for that name, C3AI. I just feel bad for everybody, but hey guys, I mean, invest in these names, and sometimes you have to wait, but C3AI, wow, down from $180 to $20. Great job, guys.
There's a million stocks like that for sure. I just want to quickly go back to Airbnb. It's now flat on the session, so waited for 180 to get in. I'm in just about in front of 180. The afternoon support level just right around 340 or so. You're going to see about 178. It was morning resistance. It was afternoon support. So that's a level I'm giving to off the open. And again, I like the report. I think if something's going to get bought up here, let's try to pick a bottom on something which actually had a strong report all the way through. So that'll be Airbnb. Brendan's got a name for us in small cap territory.
A couple to look at this morning. KVL, very active again, worth noting. There's this one as well. HOOK, also that Team Incorporated, TISI, still looking very strong over the past couple of days. But HOOK up on a deal with Gilead, research agreement with Gilead. This thing's been crushed all the way down to $1 over the past couple of months. Room to 250 is a little teeny tiny ledge on the daily chart, which is this line up here is 250, 260. So a hold of 2. Look for a move to 250. I kind of want to see it fail at 2 and then look for the short, but we'll try and catch a long up to 250 first, guys, for Hook.
Yeah, like that's one thing. Be careful with these ones when they have actual, like, legitimate, so somewhat strong news, and we'll be watching Hook as well. Just to go back over Vinco Ventures, only a couple of minutes till the open here. It broke that 380 level. It's since tried to reclaim it here. At this point, like, I kind of thought we'd maybe get down to 360, 365, I think I said. It then ends up bouncing a little bit shy of that, but like Airbnb, I waited for the level that I wanted. It doesn't come in here on Vinco Ventures, so you're not going to see me reload it. Still have $4, which is obviously going to be in sights on the daily chart. So have a look for the $4 break, 360 support on Vinco. And just wanted to didn't want to ignore Affirm here because we're still, with the market down 2%, we're still challenging some of these lows. 40 might not be in play right now. We have a 42 bottom on this stock. Obviously, Upstart's beat is good, would have been a good thing for Affirm, you would think, in that space, but then of course pulling back in here. So we might retest those lows on Affirm at 42. 40 even, the way 50 was a monster level on Affirm, I'm expecting 40 could be a lot of the same thing there. You already talked about AMC there, and I did mention I'm going to be waiting on the offer at the open for a pop into space. Virgin Galactic, if it breaks out past $11, I'm not going to be sitting there chasing and hunting the short over and over again. I think if it breaks out at 11, then I'll be giving up the ghost unlike yesterday.
Emily,
wow, Airbnb just broke again.
Emily 1, what's up? Yeah, I just want to say, I don't think it's, yeah, here goes Roblox again to the downside here. We're going to wait for, like I said, $54, 55 and change, 54 high, something like that on Roblox, because I don't know where this thing's going to go. I'm just glad we got out of it. And now we'll wait to see if it goes back down here. We'll try to get some bids. But you asked about, when do you buy the market here on Russia? Look, Russia's not going to invade Ukraine until China is done with the Olympics. So I don't know when that day is, but I would say the day or two after the Olympics is when Russia goes into Ukraine. And then we'll see what happens after that. So I would say you got to give it I would almost buy the day they go in, but we'll see the reaction to the market there. So I don't know when that is, when the Olympics finish, but whatever day that is, we can all look that up. And I would say, wait for it's probably this weekend, right?
That's what I thought.
Feel
but
like
I'm actually not sure. So
it's always 2 weeks, so I would say it's this weekend. And then Russia, I think, will invade, and then we'll see from there. So that's when I would buy. I would actually start buying the day they go in there because war times for the market has been good, and I don't think there's any war per se coming. Okay, with only 1 minute going here, less than 1 minute, we could see Roblox is paired off. What a surprise. Like, so stupid of me not to look at that, so that's ridiculous, but whatever. I mean, I got out on a 57 break, so it's only at 56 now, so I just wouldn't have averaged in, I don't think, if I saw that. But now we only have 20 seconds to go. It looks like the imbalances are nothing. There's nothing really significant on the NASDAQ. CIFR, whatever that is on here, so I don't really see too much. We'll wait to see Roblox, though we should just bought that dip off that pair. So only 10 seconds to go here. We're looking for Rivian shorts as well.
Yeah, the countdown is on. We're going to need it, the green today, Miss V, as the market's starting to roll over already on Fed Minutes Day. So 3, 2, and 1, ring it. So immediately, I think someone mentioned that this was already happening, but you have an instant test to the upside of that level on Upstart. You're going to see it go right into that 140 area. Oh, that's a bad stop. That's the best. I'm going to get right back into it because I just had a bad stop out there. A bit of a wick high on Upstart. I don't want to be wicked out of this trade. Like, I want to be able to get into this. It's actually almost a bit of a fail break and give it some room off of that 140 level. Virgin Galactic did not make the rollover, so it looks like I'm not going to be into Virgin Galactic. It might head down and break a 1030. I do like that one to the short side, but I wanted the short to pop, and that's what I mean about that wick out in Upstart and just jumping right back into it. So crazy action. Airbnb was the other one that I wanted to get into, and we had that to the long side. Stopped out twice on Airbnb in the pre-market, and then look at the run it makes here, guys. So I'm not going to sit there and then hold it like $5 against me and try and catch that move. It's still a bit of a downward action. Just Upstart I'm in. Vinco Ventures is back below 380, so it looks like that's running into some serious resistance on Vinco. And yeah, can't ignore the fact that that 380 level is definitely huge on Vinco.
No, okay, so there comes Roblox coming back in. So let's see what we could do here with Roblox. I mean, this is a name that obviously we like here to the long side, but it needs to get down a little bit lower there. AMC, what a great hold that was down here at the bottom as AMC starting to take off. We had a bid down here at 1925. It goes literally to 1927. So we missed that, but here it goes right back up to the upside. So AMC first target in the 70s as we're starting to rock and roll now. Nice little move to the upside here with AMC. Let's take a piece out. I'm guessing here as the market is starting to tank downside. So if we can get a piece of AMC at 65, I think we'll do that. We'll cancel our 70s now. That high was 65, so let's see if it retests it one more time there on AMC. And here's DWAC, Neil. We're into that name here for the first time, obviously, as it takes out that 86. So let's see. Now, we said we'd look at this and where we're going to get out if it fades back in. Right now, let's just give this back to 84.50. May not work. DWAC right now to the upside. We're long at 86.15.
So, of course, we take the multiple hits on Airbnb, and then we get into Upstart, and then have that silly wick out, and never have, I shouldn't have had to stop in that situation, but I jumped right back into the trade when it snapped back down. Already took some out in front of this 135. This can be a rinse and repeat situation off of 140. If it continues to fall, I think a 130 break is definitely a possibility on Upstart, guys. So we got to take a look at that. DWAC, you mentioned that 86. It looks like it got close to 87, but not quite there. So it's not quite at that 87 level that I liked for that fade trade. And back to Vinco Ventures, which is the lower price name I was looking at, or small cap, whatever you want to call it. We're still holding below that 380. I thought there might be a test off the open for a pop into $4. That clearly has not happened. You're seeing it fade almost immediately. And yeah, there's not much you can do there. I'm not going to sit there trying to overtrade it. Macy's, which popped up late for us on that retail number, absolutely no price action. So I'm not going to ignore it completely, but we're not really seeing anything happen there, so I don't want to force the trade. And then Corsair, which is being added to the S&P, was it 600, I think? Was looking for a bit of a dip buy at the open. You're seeing it only bounce to the upside. I'm still going to give it some time as things settle down. I still like it at 22.50 if I can get that price, but not one that I was anticipating having to chase.
Oh, man. Okay, so yeah, not super happy here at all. Because Roblox is now taking off. So we'll wait to see what happens there. Like, I just should have been smarter. This one's on me, obviously. I should have looked at those imbalances. I didn't even cross my mind to do that on Roblox. So that's obviously going to be a mistake for me there. So we'll wait to see what Roblox can do from now, but definitely a mistake there on that. So watch out for Roblox now. We are going to try to get some bids down here near 57 again, but I don't know if that's going to hold or not. But look at what's happening right now is a good one for us as we go bang right now for AMC. Wow, go AMC. Our offers in the 90s right there. We get up as high as 82. So maybe that's something that we can look at one more time here. AMC coming through up to 80. What was that, 82? I said let's put an offer at 82 there. At that high, we'll cancel our 90s, and then we'll see if we can get into 20 bucks. But AMC, a nice little long for us so far. Roblox, we just got back in. Very, very small. Let's see if we can let this one go back up to the upside. If it runs, we can make a decent amount back. So let's see what happens here with Roblox.
Yeah, and on the run after a bit of a pullback, there is AMD and a few names that are bouncing back here, you guys. You can look at AMD 120 as a significant level. This is just at 120 was a shelf in the pre-market. Tops at 122, and with the market looking relatively weak here, I mean, I like the chip names, but I feel like there could be a little bit of risk off going into some NVIDIA earnings. The support isn't down to like 114, which does lend itself for a pop in fade style play. So I'm going to try and get into that. I'm now seeing Virgin Galactic make its first move up, so I'm looking to be on that offer. I'm still sitting at about 1065. I don't mind starting it at 1050, but I don't want to chase this thing too far. I just tried to break the afternoon support and then immediately reclaim that level. So it's got to get back below 1030 for me to think that I can jump in at the low of the day. Upstart getting very close to maybe a reload in front of 140, but it's still about $2 in the money. Wide range on Upstart. I mean, it's gone $5 up, $5 down. You got to give this one some time to settle down. Only 30 seconds. Oh, only 5 minutes after the open here. Brendo?
Big bounce back for C3 AI to kick things off. Didn't even get to 23. We're right back through to 25, which was the pre-market level before that note, guys, for AI.
It's embarrassing because we were just $1 in the money on Roblox that we didn't take it, so that happened. Roblox, we got long 57.50, guys. It went to 59, 58. 58.80, so basically exactly $1 in the money there. And we just stared it in the face. So let's wait to see now what happens with this one. To the downside, I'm thinking now, but we'll wait to see. It's just trying to reload itself here. So yeah, coming through now, Roblox, a mess. So we'll see what we can do with this one. Now, just been bouncing around all morning. We still have that crazy bottom. This is not a name that we're going to average into. We're pretty happy with the position we have right now on Roblox. So all is good right now for that, but that's what we're waiting for now is a pop back down and get long. I do have some bids here in the 54.80 basically is where I put the bid. We missed it the first time going back in, so 54.80 is the bottom here. So we're going to hold on to this Roblox, see if it works for us. DWAC goes up, and then she goes down. So there it is right there. Ooh, we got out at 84. So back and forth there on DWAC. That's going to look bad, but again, we tested that 86 and out of DWAC. I don't have a problem taking it again, but I think we need some more levels. The liquidity is not really here on that name, so we'll lose on DWAC again, but not a big concern for me. We need to get some better shares here on some of these stocks that we have. Like AMC now, this is a possible reload spot right here at 1950. So maybe that's something to look for. I'm still looking to put on a bigger position if we get down to 1920 here on DWAC. On AMC. That DWAC trade sucks because we did take it up. It did go in the money for us. I was waiting at 87 there, but it dropped all the way down. It's just going to look like a bad out because of the liquidity there. Probably should have waited on that, but that's DWAC 0 for 1 on that name, but we'll be back.
Yeah, markets scream, well, not the market, but some of these names that got beaten down screaming back to the upside. It just got reloaded on Upstart. And then look at what's going on with Airbnb. It's like, give me a break. Like, this was a long that I tried twice and failed twice, and that is the V-shaped recovery. $10 up and down here on Airbnb, and I did try to catch something back through 180, but I wasn't able to get in position. And at some point, it's just like I'm not going to be chasing it too far. I also missed DWAC, obviously, at the 87 level. It got close enough that maybe I should have had it. Yeah, but there goes. Like, it's just crazy. Like, we just had another break to the upside on Upstart. So we'll be getting out of Upstart. We took 2 swings at it. We got a scalp short that did work on Upstart, and then we get blown out the second time. So I think at this point, it's just like let the market settle down in there. Like, the long that I liked would have been a winner if we were a little bit more patient with it. The short that I liked comes back and starts to blow it back out. DWAC, which was the other short that I liked at 87, I end up not getting because I'm trading other things. And then Virgin Galactic ends up breaking that 1030, and you're going to see what happens. So I never get into the Virgin Galactic short, and then that would have been absolutely gorgeous. AMD was the other name name that I'm sitting here with orders on. Oh, yeah, give me a break. And that's exactly how the morning is going to go. This is me sitting on the offer on AMD right here at 119.50. This is it getting to that price and then rolling over. So we'll go ahead and cancel that order. If this were to come back to that price, I'm not going to want it at the exact same level, right? It's already pulled back $1 to $1.50 off of that level. So you either have that trade and you've won, or when it comes back and tested, you've got to try it closer to a 120 level. I mean, the chips hopefully can be a little bit stronger than that today anyways. The other name which we were looking at the open was going to be Snapchat. This one at least, I mean, it's a little bit more calm, I want to say. It's still within that same pocket. That 42 is that high of the day. That's where I've been waiting around for it. But again, if it doesn't break that low, it's got 38, it's got 42. That's a nice little $4 range. Playing in the middle, not going to be doing it. You got to catch it at the ends. Was that Valeria?
It was.
Hey guys, we've got a super chat from Emily1 saying, "They trade the world. Thank you for everything you do for us. Let's go." Thank you, Emily, for your support. And guys, thank you for being with us as we do this for you. And besides that, SoFi is trending on the chat, guys. SoFi is up almost 5%. Can we take a look at that name?
For damn sure. Right now, Roblox, we will look at SoFi. Thank you, Ms. V, for that. Roblox goes to 59 this time, and we say, Nepa, we do not want $1.20 on Roblox. I don't know why, but that's what we said. So let's wait to see now where Roblox goes. This is a pretty low price for them, but there it is. We should have taken it again. We could have rinsed and repeat this like numerous times and made money on this trade, but we haven't. So Roblox right now still continuing its move to the downside. Next time this happens, man, maybe we'll sit here and be smart about it and take it out at 59. And then if it takes 60, we can always get back in. Like, I still think we take 60 today. That's why I'm holding this. So I don't know, man. But it's been my #1 stock to the downside here today. I don't have any winners besides AMC. So we're waiting for that to come through again. As here we go. Oh my God, I'm waiting at 25. It hits 26 again. So let's adjust our AMC bid right now and take this a little bit better than that price here. Damn it, we just missed that again by a penny. What's up, Brendo?
Virgin Galactic is breaking 10 now.
Yeah, down, right?
Yeah, like that I don't get.
Actually, back to the downside here for Crocs, but was higher in the pre-market, obviously. KHC, Kraft Heinz as well. Big move higher so far off a decent report for them.
Snapchat. Virgin Galactic just broke $10, so you're going to see that one continue to fall. Again, a sell the news type of event. Vinco Ventures is right on. SoFi just pulled back a little bit. I was watching it off that top. Just pull back. I'm not going to be chasing that one. Maybe if it retests the high. Vinco just broke that 365 support, but 360 still in play here for a bit of a bounce. This is where it was consolidating before the break at 8 o'clock. So if it's going to make a bottom, this is what we're waiting around for. So going to be a little bit patient with this. If it cracks back up maybe a couple of cents, take out like 65. That's what I'd rather than just sit on the bid in front of 61. There's no size on that bid. It's not like there's a million shares sitting there that you can dig into. It's really relatively thin given the fact that it's done 12 or 13 million. So I'd like to see it try to break back up and then scalp it back into that 380 level. So we're going to be patient with Vinco Ventures. Virgin Galactic, I do want to be at some point involved in that trend. I want to come back to a firm which is testing down towards that 42 low. 42 is the big level. Obviously, if it gets to that 42, I'm looking for a short break at that low and then possibly into that $40 even, where I do think it's going to be a bit of a defense just because it's a round number. Oh, yeah, Vinco Ventures did just break back up above 65, so I'm now into the long at that one in 66. We wanted to wait for 60 to hold and then get into that long.
And we'll go with a bang right here because AMC finally, man, I told you, we got a little bit more aggressive with our order type there and took the bid at 1931 there and took that and just got out there at 48 or 47. Well, it doesn't matter. It's at 48 right now. So we just got out now, 48, 47 there. And now we'll see if it can go up to the high side. We're long on that name. And we did reload on Roblox. And guess what? It went right back into the money, about 50 cents for us again up here. So we got another price at 57.18. It ripped to 57.75. And my average price is 45. So we could have had another winner on this name. But we're going to try to hold Roblox now and see if it wants to just keep going back up to the upside. This time, though, I do have an out. And it's up here, 58.70. I believe I put it at. Wow, I put it at 58.90 right now for Roblox. But wow, the market is just getting clapped. I mean, that's
look at Shopify.
Like, yeah, I don't even want to look at Shopify. This thing, we'll look at in a second. This thing is just look at the NASDAQ. It's like puke city today. So I don't know what's up with that. Like yesterday was a monster day. Today, quite the opposite happening. And if you're sitting in longs, good on you, but it's a tough one. Well, and as I say that, man, we're 15 cents in the money on AMC. Another opportunity to get some out. That high was 57.58. I'm going to put an offer there.
Yeah, given what the market's doing, so I said I would look at Shopify. I'm going to go there in a quick second. Look, Shop opened in Canada. Well, it was right at that $1,000 level, but in the U.S., it's had two cracks down. 800 just got taken. 750 just got blown out as well. So 800 at the open, 750 after that. In Canada, that 1,000 level basically didn't stand a chance. That was completely insane. Airbnb, look, it's right back up towards those highs. But guess what? Where we originally liked along that 185.50 and had that stop out, you're going to see it actually roll over from there. So I see that kind of a V. And trying to break out on the daily charts, like, okay, take a step back and think about it. If the market's going to be rolling over here, I can like it all I want. But if that's going to be that floor at like 185 and then you get a rollover, that should be it. That's a setup for me to be shorting this off of the high of the day. So, cooler heads got to prevail. If I see a short setup, then I'm going to be taking it. I don't care what happened previously in the stock or what the previous read was. You've got to go off the market action. Brendo?
Market back to lows. Here we go again. Energy at day highs, including Devon, DVN, up 7.5% so far today. Just took out 55 there on volume, guys. They reported better than expected results. So benefiting from a bounce back in oil as well.
Yeah, I'm going to check out oil quickly here for you guys real quick because I don't want to spend too much time on this. Wow, okay, nice. Back up to $94 here, oil. So good move for them, up that 2% rate now today. There's another out there on AMC. We told you we'd take that. So far, so good here on AMC today. Buy and out. I mean, that was early pre-market. That's a much better buy for us. Boom, boom to the upside. So that's going to be a positive name for us here today. I did want to go back over quickly and have a shot at Facebook because, there's that out there, and it looks like we might have made a bottom here on FB. So let's wait, maybe take a bid if it wants to go back up. I mean, this is just a 6 stock. They do have a bunch of different issues here, obviously, but that 213 might be something for a concern for me. So 213.60 or so, that's kind of a good level. That's right where we just touched and didn't go through. So 213.75 or so, maybe for a bid here on Facebook. But I'm already long Roblox, and that keeps going down. So, I mean, going long some of these other names might not be in the cards today for me. So I do like Facebook, though. I mean, it's bouncing. What is that bottom? That's $1. I have to give this one $1. That's not bad. Okay, we may do that. We may give this one $1 and take a break through 213.80 or something like that. It's so crazy. Like, you could hit 80 and then just tank right down another 70 cents. And then I'm like, oh, well, now I'm out. So that is the problem here, especially if this market doesn't want to turn around for us. But there goes AMC. I mean, trust in AMC, guys, all the way is all I could say as that name continues to get bought up. And my only green name for me today is AMC, and that's it. So not great here, but not horrible either. Let's just wait to reload. We're still holding out on Roblox, and I am debating taking this Facebook right here.
Yeah, so just update on Vinco. It's bouncing a little bit, but that's not a ton, right? Like, I'm not going to get anything out till 75, and then, well, right around 75 in front of it, and then in front of that 80 level as well. Like I said, I did finally get into Airbnb again, noticing a possible short setup. And Goldman just asked, like, why don't we like trading oil stocks? The thing about trading oil is then suddenly you're focusing on spot prices. Like, I got to be following those futures as well. When you're trading some of these tech stocks, like, I know I can be looking at the NASDAQ, I can be checking out the VIX, and you just know the pocket that you're in. To add oil to that, and we used to do this, I guess, at the beginning of the pandemic, we were trading some more oil. It just adds another layer to it. When you're already trading multiple symbols, sometimes you've got to keep things simple. It's not an aversion to looking at that market at all. It's just you've got to find a pocket to be in here. Otherwise, you can end up sort of like making mistakes, getting a little bit ahead of yourself, over trading. So I'm not going to be jumping into that bucket. To me, like, I just look at something like this in Airbnb and saying, okay, I made the right decision to not hold that long and then wait patiently. And then instead of looking for the bounce, I tried to pick the bounce. And you're going to see that like 180 to that 178 level, which was that cluster here. So I didn't follow the rules. I go long in front of 180. I give it room to that 178, get stopped out. But then I'm not looking for the turn and catching in the other direction. Well, guess what? You can't care about that. Ignore everything that happened, and when it comes screaming back up into here, what does the setup tell me? With the market coming down, it says, okay, that's a spike trying to take out 186. That's a lower consolidation. That's a short setup that I take almost every single time when I see it at the open. So it doesn't matter that I got smoked in Airbnb. I've got to make that trade. So we put the trade on. I had that. I just finally got into Virgin Galactic, which, I mean, after fighting Virgin Galactic, you would have thought that I would have been a little bit more aggressive at the open. It's now come back to that 130 level, which yesterday was a floor. So I shorted that pop on Virgin Galactic. I'll take that down to 10 and hopefully back through 10 even as well. Brendo?
Gold and silver stocks popping up here. I was just looking at GLD. I can shift over here and show you gold as well. GOLD. There we go. Up 5.6 for GOLD. Big move on volume there. 21 up to about 22.
Like saying,
oh my God.
Because again, like I was just talking about it, guys, like right here to take this Facebook long at 213.60 and I didn't do it. And then that's the one that rips up $1, right? Like I was just saying that I was debating taking this and I didn't because I was sitting here in a shitty stock like Roblox long and I don't take this. Like that's $1 right up, straight up. It breaks this 75 straight to $1, straight $1 in the money there. So if you had that one, wow, good. I don't. So bad for me, good for you, because we just did talk about that. I'm going to try to get some down here, though, at 214 if it does come back in a little bit. Missed opportunity monstrous there on Facebook. That was an easy one. Should have had that and didn't. So that's my bad on that on Facebook because not my bad. I gave it. It's just I don't have it, and I hope you guys do. That's going to bring me back to my best stock of all time, maybe. Let's go over to Mr. Softy right now and look at that. Look. I mean, what are you going to do here? We're not even near the 50 period right now. We're not even near VWAP right now. I mean, do we get a break back on Mr. Softy? I mean, this market today is just horrible. Straight to the downside and really no give, man. No love for this. So right now, Microsoft, it's trying to go, but not having much luck. If anything, it's a short up here. Down here, 295.60. I mean, nothing is giving love today. The only thing that I'm seeing right now that's blasting is AMC. I mean, yes, sir. We'll hit the apes right now. Look, I've been discussing my winners and my losers, and right now we lost on Facebook and Roblox, but AMC is a monster for us. So here we go, right back up to the upside. Let's go AMC. I mean, you can't win on them all. We talked about that yesterday, and we said about trying to be humble, right? It goes both ways. Like here I am losing, telling you about it, and then celebrating the win. So yeah, some days it gets you, and today I've been got. So let's wait to see what does happen. One last shot here on Roblox as, again, I've stared multiple winners here all the way down on all of these positions. This last one may not be that case. So we'll see what happens here as Roblox trying to touch 55 again. If that breaks 55, then we have to be gone, and that is that. So now we just hope and hold out for Roblox, and there's the reload on Facebook, guys. Down here, we just got O's, so a nice little move back here. Maybe we take 40 cents.
Yeah, and I actually just canceled my bid on Corsair just watching that price action. And there you go. So, I mean, I actually just took out Vinco as it broke that 360 level there. But I'm canceling my bid on Corsair, given the market pushing back to the downside. I mean, I was sitting at 2250. I don't think that makes a heck of a lot of sense anymore. And then Vinco Ventures, I like the long off that 360. You're going to see it just break that there. I wasn't willing to get anything out till I was in the money 5 cents if I'm risking 1-to-1. So we're back down to Virgin Galactic to the short side with the market falling, and then Airbnb, and it just feels like sometimes that's inevitable. Like that first half an hour, it's like wash out of everything that isn't working for you, and then sort of reassess, get back in only in things that make sense to you. So until we break VWAP here, 183, I'm not really that eager to take anything out. I just feel like the roll here could be at least back into 180. So if the market does want to head to the downside again, that's what I'm looking for. That Hook stock, I keep watching Hook. Just anticipating that could be one that starts to run. But I'm watching it sort of resist that $2 area right now. It had a break, tried to get through $2. It's up 50% on pretty legitimate news, the Gilead deal. But you do see some rejection up at those levels. So it might be able to turn into a short if it ever holds below that price for any time. But it hadn't really happened yet. And then Virgin Galactic, just checking back in on it. It went down, got in the money a little bit, and then sort of snapped back upside. But you're not really seeing too much of a change in the trend. My bid is in front of 10 currently. If it breaks that, there's a lot of a gap to be filled, at least down to about 950. So want to definitely give this one a little bit of room to work on Virgin Galactic. I mean, this is the thing. Like with the market rolling over like this, okay, if you're in a short that sets up for you, just kind of hold on to it and try to give it some more room and not going to be forcing the action on any longs.
Okay, so yeah, don't force the action on longs for sure. Facebook went $1 or more than that. Sorry, what am I talking about? What kind of crack am I smoking today? 214.03 It just went to 215.40. So we just, again, guys, like we just had $1.40 as a win here on Facebook and didn't take it. So I don't know what this market's going to do, but I think I need to start taking some profits on some of these trades instead of just watching them bleed through here. But what's up, Brendo?
Halt on Massimo Corporation, MASI. I was just going to double check on this. It did go back to the upside here. I don't think, might have been enough to halt on volatility, but it was down on earnings. Anyways, huge, much more than 35%, but trying to bounce here on decent volume for MASI. They are a healthcare equipment maker.
Okay, so I was saying to Sean, like that's a brand of wine to MASI. I literally just had a bottle of it this weekend. It was good, but it's a good volume on the halt, but it's multiple halts to the downside. And now that it's already come back on an up halt, a lot of times, was it only one halt to the downside? Sorry, it was only one halt to the downside. The second halt is an upside halt. So I'm always looking at those levels, and that would be back up here at that halt at 156. If it reopens, looks like it's not indicating anywhere near that 147.35. Like that's the current indicated open, which is basically flat. But I'd look at that halt price as a possible resistance if it can get there. Always going to be on the radar. Anything that halts and is doing volume is going to be on my radar for potential trade, but I'm not going to be forcing the action there. At this point, I did want to check back in on DWAC. Man, it hit 87, then rolls over, so it didn't quite get to the top end of that channel, but maybe I should have had a short in that one. I think it's fair to say that I missed out on that opportunity. And then I haven't been in Roblox just yet. Whoops. Oh, I did that thing where I typed NASDAQ first.
It's going right through 55.
Okay, yeah, so I was about to say it's about to go through 55. It's SSR, but I'm going to try a scalp short through this even level just because with this momentum, if I can get in and out quickly and actually catch a fill, not guaranteed because it's short sell restricted. I'm going to try it on Roblox, quick in and out on a 55 break if it can happen.
All right, there it is. Bang on Facebook, man. We'll just forget about Roblox, man. Facebook, again, it's only because I sit here and I trade Roblox. Like, why am I even doing that when I'm crushing everything else right now? So there it is. Another reload here on Facebook and another out. That's another 70 cents back to back. There you add that up and it's like, what the hell am I even doing, even looking at Roblox, to be honest with you? So we're not going to look at it anymore. We know our out is 55 there. Neil just talked about that same level. So let's just see what happens there. And if it breaks down, it breaks down, period. End of discussion there on RBLX. So that's what we're waiting for on that one. All right, so AMC right now, again, up to 75. I was debating getting this out at 20, but maybe 20 breaks today. So yeah, let's wait to see what happens right here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Someone just put a big trade there, I guess. Today's, what the hell, Nick Ganguly? Today's loss, total loss today, 60K. Sorry about that, Nick, but wow, okay. I'm guessing it was on some longs. So yeah, today the market not participating for the long side there, Neil. And I don't know what to say when people lose, but sometimes that is what happens. So
here's what I will say. I couldn't have possibly traded Airbnb any worse than I did. I mean, obviously, like I'm into the short now and it might work, but it's like I can't have wanted the long on the bottom and then chased it. This is before the open. Let's like wait until the actual stock opens, because what happens at 9:30 is you actually see this come back up right through our levels, and then you could have had the long off of those. And that's the thing. Like sometimes if I say the words wait till 9:30 and then find myself in a trade between 9:25 and 9:30, like it's almost inexcusable, but the heat of the moment gets you. You love a level so much that you're like, oh, I get to buy it at that price, and you're anchored to that price. And that's the thing. Anchoring it's real. Like it's a phenomenon. Like it's cognitive bias, man. And you anchor yourself to something like that, and then you ignore a significant market event like the market open that you want to wait for liquidity to come in. So that's one of those things where everybody falls for that kind of a trap, and all you can do is try to grow from it. Going back to some things which have been making some sense, I'm going to cancel order on Snapchat. It's gotten to $40 and is now just going barcoding back and forth. So if it makes a break higher from here, I want to play this one buy ear up at those tops instead of just jumping into it sort of willy-nilly. We'll see what does happen with this name. It's been pretty volatile, but as it starts to calm down, I want to take a step back, reassess it a little bit, affirm, which I promised I would look at. No 42 break, so it's not going to be testing 40 even anytime, but it's still super weak. This is a name with the market at lows. I can see this breaking the bottom. So Roblox 55, maybe it can happen. 42, maybe it can happen on a firm as well. Brendan?
There was a couple of things on Disney down detector, just saying, I just realized there's nothing going on though. Down detector saying Disney Plus currently not working for some people, so heads up on that. They also signed a deal to, it says create urban cities Guys, so Disney getting into the housing game, maybe?
Yeah, I like Disney here at these levels. Facebook. We did it again on Facebook. Let's go. Let's spit out some cash right now for FB here as it's starting to go back up to the upside. Reloaded. Yes, we did again. So we are on this name as it continues to go back up to the upside right here. Still bouncing off 215. So let's see if we can get that to work on the downside right now. Our Roblox, we're long at 56.18. I mean, 70 cents out right now. Hard to complain on Roblox, but we did have that reload there at 55. So I told you we'd sort of leave this alone. We just made a hell of a lot of money back right now on that. Look at this. And here we go.
Oh my God.
Bang. What's up, Niagara Charlie? What's up, everybody out there? The People's Trader has the People's stock right now with AMC as it's starting to go back up to the upside. So go, AMC. Go. A nice little dollar here, 75 cents, sorry, in the money now for AMC, and no plans on getting out of this one. So let's just keep on riding to the upside. I do see your messages there, Niagara Charlie, but I cannot check my Twitter right now as we are rocking and rolling with these positions. So let's go. Let's keep going to the upside, man. Yeah, there it is. What's up, Niagara? They're on the chat as we just hitting this, and we're pretty happy right now, guys. $1.50. Let's go, Facebook. Here we go. Nice little move there. We still have these old things on here as we're counting up the cash that, you know, it was out of our pocket. Now a little bit's coming back in. So, hey, let's go on Facebook here. Hopefully it continues to climb to the upside. Maybe that was another spot to get out. And let's just do that 215.50 if we can. I don't know. We're well in the money here. So maybe we'll hold this one. Facebook's still moving.
And that hook also finally on the move. It looks like it's claimed that $2 level. It does have a top here in the aftermarket that it got to. It was about $2.15 or $2.15, 16. Actually, $2.17. Check that. $2.14 current high. So look at that 17 as a top. Has a chance to break out from there. Remember, legitimate news. But as it slows down and tries to put in a curl, if I can risk a couple of cents to try and make 10, I'm just going to put that trade on. But I want to see it reject off of yesterday's high. I'm showing a 15-minute chart just so you can see that wick up in yesterday's action. So just try to put a bit of a curl. Yeah, there we go. Looks like just enough of a curl there. I just got filled at 214. I'm risking to yesterday afternoon high and then looking to see if I can take it back into about $2. That's about 3 to 1. So it's done 50 million. It's going to do probably over 100 million shares today. Might not be the last trade we take on this hook, but it certainly is the first one.
Holy shoot, I had an offer out on Facebook, and look what just happened. Bang again, man. To the moon goes Facebook. Unfortunately, we are out. I thought I canceled that order, but that always happens to me when you have too many positions like we talk about. But there goes Facebook. Holy shoot, man. All the way to the upside. This market is back, baby. Maybe we'll look at a Microsoft trade. Wow. Today, one more time is a good day, guys. So let's just keep on going. 295 and change getting ready to hit here for our boy Softy. Wow, big time movement to the upside now. Shoot, why did we get out of Facebook? Why? We're flat on Facebook today, guys, after a disastrous morning. Maybe no pre-market trading for your boy. We'll wait on that one, but darn it, Roblox and Facebook trying to get off the schneid here, and Facebook definitely is. So let's go, man. Roblox as well. We're back to flat on this trade. Can we get a 57? We will see. 57 for Roblox is the target. Hopefully when we get back from Brendan, we get some more bang action. Let's go, Brendo.
Hey guys, yeah, nicely positive for a few of these, but not the ones you expect, maybe. Russell 2000, 2.7% to the upside here. The composite, the ARC exchange as well, back in positive territory along with some of the South American exchanges, but red across the board for S&P, Dow, and the NASDAQ here actually leading 1.2, 1.3 for the composite and the 100, but some individual small caps, AMC, having a nice day. Back to the upside. So let's have a look at Viacom. Wanted to mention back to day lows here on huge volume. It's worth mentioning 10x on relative volume for Viacom today. 2860, 2875 holding currently, but ugly for them. NVIDIA as well did get a bit of a bounce there, 255 trying to rebound, but a bit of a slide as well, back into negative territory. I mean, it's been a pretty good week so far for the chip makers, guys.
It's definitely been a good week for the chip makers. I mean, it certainly showed what AMD did yesterday. NVIDIA, Marvel, like it's just about everything you could look for. I mean, the only one there was the deal news for Intel, which made it mostly flat. But you gotta line up that strength. Now, I'm a little bit concerned that there could be risk off this afternoon. That hook trade, it goes to that top. I'm now showing you the 1 minute chart. I showed you the 15 so you could see yesterday's action. But now pulling back into VWAP in the $2. So we're going to ring the register on those levels. In front of it, Virgin Galactic has been a reload for me. And at this point, it's like, okay, now we're just going to start managing some of these trades. I didn't catch this off the open, but Virgin Galactic still below that pre-market bottom, right at that 1030 level, which was yesterday's support. And that's where we wanted to short it off. This is at 1030. Then you had the pre-market rollover here. So I'm just sort of in the middle of that channel with the shorts and not taking anything out till it gets to 10. Holding on that Airbnb as it can't seem to break out past that 186. Miss V, what's up?
Hey guys, it's a busy morning so far. Here I am to remind you to smash the like button. 7,300 people are watching us right now, and we need just 500 more likes to get to 2,000. So please make sure you like this video, you're a subscriber of Trader TV Live, and you share the link with your friends. Back to you guys.
Okay, so yeah, so far so good, but I'm embarrassed that we got out of our Facebook trade there at these levels. We did want to hold for a little bit longer. Hopefully you guys were playing off some of these bottoms right there. We're looking for more opportunity, and maybe we found one here with AMD. I'm just going to give this back to 118, but AMD is coming back down right now, so no idea where we go on this one, but another level here, 117, break. If that breaks to the downside, then we will get out, but I don't want to say I'm pretty confident in AMD as it's going down against me here, but let's just wait to see it take out that VWAP, takes out the 50 period. It did run into the money a little bit for us, like 20 cents, but here it comes. Now we're averaging one more time, giving it down to 118. So AMD on my mind right now for a swing to the upside here. And then the only other trade that we have on right now is AMC. Well, we also have Roblox, but I'm not going to keep talking about that. AMC right now, new highs again. So we're $1 in the money on AMC. And again, bought it early in the pre-market off of 1950. This is all on the sticky note. I mean, we talked about it right here, wanting to buy AMC. So sticky note, hashtag sticky note on Twitter. And then when it dumps back in here, we're all over this, man. We wanted 19s long. We took 1930, and a good thing we got aggressive because we were waiting at 1925, and it missed us twice down there. It went right down to 25, didn't pick us up, so I had to market it in and take that. So, that's part of the risk there when you do those kind of moves. It looks like our big negative stock today, we're only going to have, we are negative on DWAC, but it's going to be Roblox is the only one that we're really doing damage here to the portfolio is going to be on RBLX today. Everything else is a positive trade for me. We have DWAC and Roblox that are the problems. So right now, but I think we did good getting out of DWAC, right? Yeah, because DWAC went all the way down, guys, to $81 down there. So I'm thinking like my 84 is pretty good, but that still is $1.50 hit there. So not nice for DWAC. And then AMD testing that bottom one more time. If the NASDAQ fails here, that's fine. We have a strong name into NVIDIA earnings. Let's see. It's not strong at all. It's down, but a name that we know can go with the NASDAQ. I'm pretty confident with AMD. It's just the market has to go. And if it doesn't, then we're going to be stuck on this. So
yeah, the market's trying to make a bounce off 14.4 there. The ES already bouncing a little bit. I'm going to show you two strong charts. One I'm actually in a short position on, but the other one is AI, which I'm not in C3 AI. Got that the downgrade, I believe it was, but a bit of a bull flag starting to set up here if you're into that sort of thing. 25.5 up at the top there, and then Airbnb. And look, I could have scalped this trade, and I could have been out already at 1-to-1. Look, this is 186. That's the clip that it fell off when I was long. So that's where I want to be out above that range. But I have to acknowledge the strength in this chart and say if it comes back down to 183, I got to be taking something out here. I can't hold on to absolutely everything. You got to bank some profit when it's there. That's what I'm going to do now. I wasn't on the bid till 180. I've adjusted. Hook, by the way, looks like it's about to take $2. I want to hold through the $2 break on Hook.
Yeah, my bad on that money one there. AMD, I meant to hit the raining down the cash to not interrupt, so my bad. But there it goes, AMD, yes, sir. We'll do it now, the raining down the cash, as this is starting to finally come in here. AMD, nice little win here. Let's go, 40, 50 cents. Man, yes, we're doing pretty well right now. A couple chicken dinner winners. I'll probably be eating chicken tonight because of Roblox, but hopefully we can turn that into some lobster. We had a beautiful, shout out to Marissa, man. We had some beautiful heart-shaped ricotta ravioli there on Valentine's Day, as well as lobster tails. So big time heart to you out there, lobster tails. And it was great because we had one each and then we split one for the kids and they didn't have theirs because, you know, they don't have that. So they have steak, but they don't have the turf. They have the surf part and not the turf part. Okay, a nice little move. AMC still going higher. And guess who's finally in the
Money.
Roblox, finally for me, finally in the money here as we start going to the high side now. Let's take a piece out though. There it is. We'll take that piece out right there as we see some size. Oops, is that Roblox? Yes. So there it is out there right at the 50 period. We got some out at 30 there on Roblox for a nice win. So yeah, buddy, maybe Roblox goes back up, guys, and maybe we can turn this day around. So we'll wait to see if Roblox wants to get going. That's a good trade. AMD's a good trade. Other than that, man, we're just stone cold chilling, like I said, waiting for something to happen. Let's go.
Yeah, and like not waiting for anything to happen on hook, but like I said, I want to hold through that 2 even. I showed you the bullish chart on Airbnb, so as much as I did want to step it up and actually get some out in front of you up, it then took out that high. So got to maintain the stop. Much happier with the way we traded after it settled down, took the setup we liked. It's not going to end up working out because I didn't take some profit where I should have, but ultimately, at least I followed the rules a little bit better on that one. I still want to hold through a 2 break on hook. I would favor a reload if I can get it 210 to 212. And there's not much to see in Virgin Galactic, which I think is a bit of a good sign. Like the market just made a bit of a bottom, tried to break back into the upside, and Virgin Galactic actually showed no signs of reclaiming, that price area from 130 to 150. So it still looks relatively weak. I was looking at what Affirm was doing at that time as well. That bounced off 42, and it also was holding the bottom end of the range. So you're sort of noting where the relative strength and relative weakness might be. Brennan mentioned C3AI, which, of course, it gets me. It's on the New York. That's still trying to make that break off of, I guess, like I said, it's a bit of a bull flag there. There's a 15-minute for you guys. Why I do not like a break in C3AI. Yeah, that would be somewhat of a double top at 25.80. Should have showed you this look the first time through. You take a break on that flag, and it's like, are you scalping it for the next 30 cents? Fair, but you're running it right into yesterday's high. That also coincides with the weekly high at 25.80 on C3AI. On top of that, it's also bad news, guys. So I'm not going to be digging into that when we got 2 shorts which are working out for us that I can hang on to. Vinco Ventures just got back. There you go. I tried a long trade. Of course, it stops out at that 360 support level and tries to go back up. So the read that's happening basically here today is every stop is going to run. So if you don't have support at an area, then almost don't take that trade because it's a running stop kind of morning here. So if you've got a price area that makes sense, like in Virgin Galactic, it seems to be working. Like Hook, giving it off that high in the retracement, that seems to be working as well. But those support levels, forget about them. Like if they're getting taken out, if stops get hunted, and then that's what it takes to run up. So failed breakouts, failed breakdowns could be the way to play. Brendo?
IMTE, a crazy one from yesterday morning. Integrated Media is the name of the company. IMTE just popping up here once again, just went 580 to 740. Yesterday it halted on the way up and then basically did nothing. So trying to go again here for IMTE.
All right, I don't know why. So AMD just fell down here. I mean, the market, so we got out of our AMD. And again, now we're flat on the stock. Like, we could have, again, I think today is not, like I can tell you for sure, not trading properly because the moves today is just a scalp. Like, if I had scalped out all of these positions, it would be dandy. But right now it's like trying to hold out for bigger moves here and it doesn't. So we're going to get out here if this takes out 117.50 as we get back in there, just not trusting that move down. But obviously we should have because it is happening. So the move down now here on AMD. So it looks like we are long again here at 86. So it looks like we might lose 30 cents here on AMD and then it'll be a negative stock for us. Like we were flat here, like in and then blah, blah. So now we'll wait to see what happens on that one. Roblox again, like we take the out there at 56.30 and then stops going to the upside. Like all of these trades, if I just scout, I mean, not these ones. Well, even this one, in, could have took $1. In, it could have took more, much more than $1 on this one. This trade, nothing really. And then this one, we actually held. So far, so good on some of the holds, but on others, not so good. Like Facebook, where we should have held it all the way to the upside. Facebook, a flat stock for me today, but let's just wait to see where it goes. And again, you can put it in the chat and ask me if I'm up or down on a name. AMC obviously up. Oh, we got out of AMC right there. I thought it kept coming down here, down, 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 and then I was chasing it until eventually I got filled, which is why it's a short sell there. But we were waiting for that. I was thinking like 25 might have been the top, but it just kept coming down and then eventually got filled. So that's why that's purple, for those of you asking. Some of you wonder about those purple marks and whatnot, vice versa. So that's why that is there. But yeah, AMC out for a nice little dollar winner there. Well, 85 cents. Long at 30s, out at 2010s there. So yeah, 78 cents or so, whatever, on the last piece for AMC. So that's what that is. And then, like I said, Roblox, you know, $1 lower from where we just got out. So this name, you're just kind of like playing a game that's not going to end well, I feel, here on Roblox. So we'll wait to see what happens. They're taking my money on the 20th, though. So when my kids get more Robux, I guess I'm the only one buying Robux around here. It's
always a good business model to get that reoccurring revenue. Usually.
Yeah, that's why I like Roblox.
I did want to answer a question there. Someone asked when Peter Schiff was coming on. Excuse me. 2:30 today. So in the afternoon show at 2:30, we'll have Peter Schiff. That'll actually be after we get the release of Fed Minutes. So that should be very, very interesting, I think. Down to, like I said, Hook, Virgin Galactic showing signs of rolling over. I just said, and you just said, and then I sort of reiterated in the chat that this is a day where not taking profits has been the way to disaster. I just showed you Airbnb, where at the 1-to-1, how many times have I made a rollover play and always takes them out at 1-to-1? I didn't do that on Airbnb, and then had it in the money twice, didn't take the profit there. So I'm going to make that same assessment over here in Virgin Galactic and actually take some out around this 1-to-1 range. And that way, if it stays in the channel, I can start rinsing and repeating. I can still get some bids down. Forget about 10. Why am I anchoring myself to a price that doesn't matter? You've already put in support at like 10.05 or so, and the low's here at 9.90. So if I want a next target, it should be down around 9.95. Forget about anchoring to that stupid price. And if I want to reload, it'll be back up at 10.30. So sometimes you've got to say to the playbook, if things want to open up a little bit and bounce around away from some of these levels, then you've got to play the range that's been established. That's what I've seen happen in Virgin Galactic, which is still working. So I want to make the adjustment on the fly here, and got to be able to do that sometimes. As far as Roblox goes, I mean, Roblox for me feels like I came in here thinking, there's just no way I wouldn't be trading this. It didn't break 55 there. I'm still looking to see if I can have a scalp breakdown trade if it wants to cooperate. Like I said, it's SSR last time it got here. No guarantees there's going to be a fill to be had. But if I can get 55, I'm still going to try to have it happen. It's about that level right now. So it could be my first trade. And it could be a fast one. Like breakdown trades like this, sometimes I anticipate being in and out very, very quickly.
Yeah, and it's going to break right now. So we're reloaded the last time here. It's going to be a small hit, man. On Roblox, thank God, only 60 cents. And we did get a relief rally there. So, so far, so good. But I'm just watching this. I expect to miss the punch down, but we'll see what happens here if it does fill or not. Should go out and all is well. So 55 coming here on Roblox. I wrote down, now that I look at this, like that we really wanted to look at 57, 58. So, I mean, every time it came here, we should have probably been looking short, but here we go. It's going to break right now. There's no reason for it not to. There's actually no size here at 55, so I am anticipating this just a smooth break downside. Our orders are, there it is. Our orders is already here, so once it breaks, it should fire it off. My hands are off the keyboard, but in case we miss, maybe I should go back on it. Look at the offer stacking up. This thing has no choice but to break. This is normally how it looks when it's halted. It's because nobody can get short now, right? So that's why. So there's the break. There's the move to the downside. Roblox just breaks.
Yeah, I mean, I got 91. So like sometimes you actually, like you said, you actually get that fill if you put an order in, but you got slipped, no doubt about it. I mean, give me a break. I'm pretty much always going to scalp something off in the first move. And the first move was about to that 70 range. So the initial push gets you about 20 cents. I might throw something in front of the 50s and then just see if we can't hold on to it. There's no obvious level to like 52, 53 or something like that on that. Yeah, last week's action, 53.50 or so. So there is some room if this wants to try to continue. It's my first trade, and I will take another scalp out if I can get it in front of 55.50s. But liquidity was there. We're going to be on the short side of it. The market is trying to roll over a little bit, and I don't want to ignore a potential looming 42 level on a firm as well. So if the market wants to continue cracking lower, It's just one of those go to what is relatively weak. I'm still on a daily chart there. That is the double bottom currently on a firm 42. I might expect some support or resistance as well. I just got some more shares out on Roblox in front of that 54.50. Now I'm going to try to hold for the low on the daily chart and wait to see if a firm can come in. I'm just not seeing any longs that I'm in love with right now, so going to have to lean on these short trades.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see, I mean, I want to get back into Facebook, I think, at some point. We just bounced off 215 again there. That's probably a 215 flat. That probably was a good trade. We've already seen 217, unbelievable there, that we had the long and then we wind up missing it. So crazy on that one. But yeah, so Roblox is really the biggest stock for me to the red side. There's nothing else really red. I mean, we already talked about DWAC here, one time red. I think we can, I mean, I was debating hitting this again, but it's just the liquidity. Like, you can't do it with enough shares, and I think that's why people get smacked out on this stock all the time. It's like you can't, because like if I take this with like 1,000 shares, it opens up so much that if you're wrong, like if you're right, it's great. But I mean, if you're wrong on DWAC, wow, you can definitely get clapped on that. So be very, very careful for that one. AMD continues its march to the downside. That could be a decent reload spot here as well, off of 116.60. So let's do that. It's well below its 50 period. I know we have earnings coming for NVIDIA, but for me, let's take this one. And then if this goes back down below, it stays low, then yeah. Well, actually, are my futures like frozen here? Like, I feel like the market's not doing anything, yet everything is falling. So we are near the day's low again on the futures. So I think maybe we're right, or what Neil was saying. Let's just look for shorts. I mean, why are we even trying to push longs right now? Our day is actually fine. Like, we're down today, but the only real problem is Roblox. And if we didn't have that, I think we'd be good. Netflix 397, AMD. Here comes AMD again. Glad we didn't push the long again here, but we're right back down near these bottoms. We could take this out, and then you look lower, lower, lower. So watch out for AMD taking out these bottoms right now. Anything you want to talk about?
Just quickly, Hook broke $2. I'm on the bid in front of 190. That's the opening range bottom. I think that'll be the out. Virgin Galactic's trying to take 10 even. Roblox is still at that low. I'm looking for other shorts here. But I know one that I should have had is right there on that board. Way to go, Brendo.
Hey guys, yeah, another kind of quiet day overall for small cap stocks. I mentioned KVL just before the open here. $3 was that very important level for the past couple of days, ended up being resistance. So it was above in the pre-market here, and then we got a nice fail at the open. I mean, not a huge trade, but needs some help if it wants to continue to the downside. But that's why we keep looking at them, even when they don't have news. There we go. TISI, I mentioned as well. Tried it long initially. That doesn't work. Flipped it short. Now we're on our way back to, hopefully, 125, which was that support level from late in the day yesterday for Team Incorporated, another one that's been very, very strong over the past couple of days. Yeah, I mean, Hook, for me, not really doing much. That high is really the important level. Failed just below that on the way up there that last time, so we'll see. I'm short versus that. Not really doing anything, though, for Hook. Guys, back over to you.
Hook, you say. Why not? Good novel. Good story. Look, Captain Hook is one of those villains that I kind of feel like if he's like one of those villains that you don't root for the villain. I'm just saying, but like you kind of do. Like you feel bad. You feel bad for him. That's all. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Villains.
It's just, every now and then there's just a cool villain, and definitely Captain Hook is in there. So hopefully this is going to be the one that works out. A lot of times I would be sitting in this and just saying, why even have a target? It has a failed wick. It breaks back below 2, hold it all day long, but it's still in a bit of an upward trend. It made a long consolidation off $1. Has legitimate news. So I don't want this thing holding the bottom, then rocket shipping to the upside. This is a take the profit type of situation for me on a Hook, and not all trades are the same. If it wants to break 180, that can be a separate idea, but I'm not going to sit here and get super greedy with it. On the other hand, as I say all of that, I backed off the bid on Virgin Galactic. It's broken 10. I have a bid in front of the low of the day. Once that goes, I am thinking about 950 on this name. And, I fought this one all afternoon long. Today, I did say I would try to be at least a little bit more patient. Should I have had it at the open? I think is a good argument that maybe that's true. But if I go away from the 15-minute chart and show you what happened at 9:30, I wanted it here. like right back where I don't know why I wasn't holding it at 1063. It's like the days that I don't just decide to sit in it all pre-market. But anyways, I decided to wait for that pop. I don't get it. I tried getting it down here when it popped at 935. I couldn't get it. I had to wait for consolidation. But if this breaks the low, I think you can really give up the ghost and give back a lot of those gains that it had in yesterday's action. Great, they got the reservations up there and people can get their tickets. That's a sell the news event until you actually have some reservations. Let's see how many people put down that 150K, and then maybe they'll put another leg to the upside. And even then, it's like, okay, well, actually, you know what the good thing about that is? It's a 150K reservation for 450. On some of these EV names, it's like for a $100,000 vehicle, like you can book it for like $1,000. It's like, who cares about a reservation when it's a fraction? If I think it's even remotely cool, I'm putting $1,000 down on 100,000. For this, you're actually making a legitimate commitment. So I'm really interested to see how many people caught that up. Instead, I'm going short 2 days in a row. It was not a good stock for me short. I got smoked on it yesterday. Well, actually, I shorted it like 4 or 5 times, so relatively speaking, it was not that bad. It could have been a heck of a lot worse, but I lost on every single short except for the last one. Today, it's a little bit of a different story with Virgin Galactic.
Yeah, we crushed Virgin Galactic yesterday. Actually, was it 11? Yeah, it was 11 short.
11 was a top.
Yesterday on Virgin. So we hit that. I have no idea what it's doing today. Back down to 10. So and remember what I said, that I would swing this one. Wouldn't swing this one because of the reservations, but right there yesterday, here's my shorts, 1070 and then 1090 right there. Obviously now $1 in the money if you were able to hold those overnight, which we are not able to do. There was a name I wanted to look at here. Let's just check back. Did we make a mistake on AMC or what? No, so AMC just kind of flat. Ooh, it does bounce back down to 1988 there. That should have been a reload right there on the 50 period. And then we do hold Facebook, which was, again, like we said, man, scalp it out. We were long at 55. It went all the way to 216.25, 75 cents in the money. We don't take it. But we have these outs down here, 215-ish. So let's see if Facebook gives us a reload on the long again here. But Brendan with more good. What's up?
Another recent high flyer here, Nightscope. If you remember, KSCP popped up 2 days ago, I think it was. That Allied Universal deal was announced a couple days ago. Trying to go here again on volume for KSCP. It was the end of last week. If I scroll over here, had a big move to the upside. So KSCP, guys, up 15.
I remember you there, KSCP. I'm going to add that one to my list. I'm actually going to also cancel orders. The other day, and I try to tell this to everybody, the day a firm went from $83 to $50, I got smoked short. And the reason why, because when that accidental tweet came out, I had an order on the stock. And by the time I realized what was even going on, I was already short and basically getting hammered on it, and just had to take it out. There's nothing I could do about it in that situation. And then it rolled over. I couldn't have known it was going to roll over next, but that's what happened to you. So on Viacom, the way I look at it is it's now at $28. If it were to come back up to 31, 32, do I really still like the same trade? It would have been great if I got it in the pre-market. That is a totally different scenario if you get it the second time through. So, you get to cancel orders like that, clean up your order log. We do it like every few minutes or so, maybe not even often enough. Going back to what we are sitting in here, Roblox just made a press back to the upside. So I'm going to give, if it's a breakdown trade, I'm going to give it a relatively tight stop. And that's the thing. It got down. It'll end up being a win, but no follow through. So it got down to 54.50. I'll take the tight stop out. And the reason why is if I like to short, then playing the trend would allow me to jump into this thing at like 56 or at VWAP at 57. There's no need to hold that breakdown trade the entire way. There's a difference to me between sort of shorting on a trend, shorting on a curl style trade in front of resistance, and a breakdown. Those are 3 separate things to me, and I try to make sure I separate them. Sometimes you might put 2 trades on at once, where you have a trend trade, but you're initiating it on a breakout. That's not the case here. That is down $7, down 25%, and taking a break at the low. You do not want to get trapped in the bottom of a move like that, because even a slight correction, and all of a sudden you're getting blown out. So if I'm going to be taking it out 20 to 40 cents in, then I'm going to have a relatively tight stop. If it continues to want to go down, maybe we get a crack at that 56 area. Otherwise, now I'm just going to hold on to hook, which might still not in the, where am I on the bid here? Like, okay, whatever. It's at 95, I'm at 91. So it's a couple of pennies away there. And like I said, Virgin Galactic, which I am holding out hope that this can be a hold all day long, even rinse and repeat if it gets anywhere near to 1025 VWAP or so. Yet to break out at the bottom at 990. And speaking of yet to break the bottom, our good friend of, well, it's not anybody's, Affirm, which I'm not short somehow, 42 still has not been broken. This is what this looks like. It just has not made a low that it's been able to hold. That bottom from yesterday is right above 42. It's a multi-day level here. It's an even level. It's down that 5%. I believe it might still be SSR actually, because I don't know if it broke 10. No, it's actually not SSR. Never mind. That was it's not SSR anymore. So it should be able to get that fill. If a firm breaks 42, I'm going short. I wouldn't try a long until the even $1.40 level, guys. So we're putting in some work today. It is not involved a firm, which usually I'm in every single day, but 42, that's a break I'll take just like we did in Roblox.
Yep. I'm still looking at Roblox as well. I want to go long, obviously, so we'll wait to see if there's any key levels on that one coming through. It doesn't look like it. 56, I think we'll punch the long through on that one. But right now, new position alert. First time taking softy today. Let's see if it works. We scalped out a very, very small bit there for like 15 cents as the market rejected its 50 period, and now it's trying to come back down. Did I say 15 cents? Yeah, it was only 11 cents there. Here it comes right back up. So that's where we just got it out. But we don't want to do that in case the market does take off here. It is barcoding right now, so I think that there is a nice little upside potential here for this name. So let's wait to see if it works now to the upside with softy. Here we go. We do have another offer at 50. Let's cancel our 60 there. We don't need to have too many. So offer upside near 50. Then we'll see if it takes that out. And then hopefully all good now back up to the upside here. Roblox down 25%. Wow. Square back to 111 right now as well. This Microsoft trade, though, actually, now that I sit in this, like, come on. The futures are going here, so I feel like this should go. We'll take another piece out in the 40s if we can. Ignore the 50s, but, like, I don't think the futures are going, but we're trying to go here. And Microsoft's not really doing that. So we are in the money a whopping 18 cents right now. Hopefully, I say that obviously sarcastically, and hopefully we can get back up to the upside. We'll scalp out of 10% here in the 40s and take 25 cents or whatever we can get here on this. And then if it flows to the top, I still have 295 as really a realistic target. We talked about scalping today, and that seems to have been the right key there for this. So we'll wait to see here. Does Microsoft want to continue its move to the upside? We'll find out here, but we do have a bottom. I mean, continue its move. It's not going upside at all right there, but there's a nice out. We just got that at 45 or something, and now we'll see if we can't continue now this move back up to the upside.
Yeah, and one name, I should have mentioned this one, but never really got a fill in Uber today, but I still had the same plan that I mentioned in the afternoon show. Because it was this like multi-day level break at 36 and then stalled at 37, we had that reversal to the long side. I'm actually back on the bid, and I had been pretty much since the pre-market in front of that 36 level. So something that I said I wanted to revisit. It did pull back. I didn't actually get picked up, but the key here is this is what 34 looks like on Uber. This is that 36 level break, so I'm looking for that trend upside here, possibly to 38 or 39. So even in that relative weakness of the market, it's back to flat, it's holding levels and consolidating higher, and that's one thing I looked for on a multi-day level break on Uber. Obviously, I'm not in it, but it doesn't really matter. I like that setup. C3 AI, it actually tried to press through that top. You're going to see it sort of double, triple top here at 25.50. That level of 25.80 does still loom. Now it looks like it can be shorted here for me. So I wanted to see it sort of fail back a little bit. There was no consolidation really lower in the 25 range, but that's where I look to try to get in front of that high of the day. Brendan?
There was a oil inventories number just out there, guys. Bigger build than expected, or they were expecting a drawdown, comes out of build. So up 1.6 versus up 1.5 versus 2.2. To the downside. So crude did have a downtick there, but bouncing off 94 right now. Still up nicely, though, 2% for oil. So I just saw a whole bunch of energy stocks, my point, move on that number as well there at 10:30. Let's get a check on how things over in Europe are shaping up. 1 hour to go in the session over there. What's up, V?
Hey, Brendan, European markets are also slightly down. Delivery Hero trading in Germany is down more than 3% after Deutsche Bank downgraded the stock to hold. Back to you.
Yeah, still chopping around here as well, guys. We are down, but holding that 44.30 level Arun was talking about a couple days ago.
I was just saying to Sean, it's almost GameStop time. So that oil, like, and Goldman, look, you got to be able to stay in your pocket here. That's one of the reasons why we don't necessarily trade oil heavily, because there's so much moving. You've got to pick your spots. And then reacting to a number like that as well has got to be in your playbook. So thank you to Brendan for making sure that we cover that. AMC booming. We talked about that. So Sean talked about that. GameStop, multi-day high here at about 130.50 up to 132. You're seeing it test once again, showing you the higher time frame, and then a double top here at about that same 130 level. AMC is a stronger one today, at least from what I checked. Actually, no, about the same there, but I like GameStop maybe to the short side of the trade. That's why I've been playing them, short GameStop, when I find a level. AMC maybe more favoring the long, but that's a multi-day high up this 130. I'm going to try shorting it off that high of the day on GameStop. Sorry.
Yeah, oil's still up that 2%. So yeah, good call on those names for sure as we're going. So we're back into Roblox and not for a long time here as we just took some out at 55 off of, I mean, we're long at 80. So it's like, nothing happening there, just resisted. I want to hold this forever to the upside now. I don't have any more offers. I just want to take some out to cover some fees. But if we break below this 80, there's an 80 guy right here. We break below that guy, we're going to get out. So that's, here we go. So it looks like it wants to break right now. So we'll see if that doesn't hold out for too much longer. But right now, it looks like that wants to clap lower here in the market. So we'll wait to see here what's happening. But Microsoft, and again, I saw you, Ron Williams. What's up, Ron Williams? I saw you talk about how, you know, Microsoft's been barcoding for an hour and I'm already getting out. I mean, I'm out of 22% here of this trade, and I want it to go higher and higher and higher. It's just like I've been burned holding things. And I mean, that is honestly, and I hate this saying, but it seems like I'm saying it a lot considering I hate it. It is what it is. I mean, at some point, I need to be like, okay, let's get out of Microsoft. And like, if it doesn't want to work, I'm done. Like, I held Roblox as much as I could, like $2 against me, things like that, right? We saw it's been a tough day here today. So if I can just sort of scalp out some of these trades, we're only red. Like, honestly, we're red. Like, we're red on AMD, but it's small. Like, we're red on DWAC, small, but not a great hit on that one. Microsoft, we are positive on that. And then other than that, AMC, obviously, we're positive on as well. But again, Lori, nice reload. I think you reloaded down here on that 50 period. It is coming back to that very, very soon again. So watch out for that trade coming through. And here we go, man. Market starting. Well, not really. I thought the market was starting to crack, but it's really not doing anything here, man. So I don't know. Still up for debate what's about to happen here. I feel like we can go higher, but the market just resisting these moves, man. 14,400. We talked about how key that was. Remember yesterday, guys, 14,400 was the only level I was talking about, and we came right down to that. Let's see if we hold it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Also remember, we have Fed minutes coming this afternoon, so we know that that's going to be possible market moving event. Who knows? Like, it might be absolutely nothing at all. But we definitely have strong chips all week, and then Nvidia earnings coming here today, and that's a big growth name. So that's a growth stock. You would hate to see them miss. I think their numbers are going to be quite good, but because everyone else in the sector has been good. I mean, it's been strong earning for the chips. I can't see how Nvidia will be bucking that trend. But I think that's why the futures are kind of leveling off here a little bit. Just going back over to Hook, which I thought I was about to get filled in. I just got GameStop, by the way. We talked about that multi-level high there. But Hook looked like it was about to give me that last fill. It's retesting the high. This one is a reload for me off that high of the day. I will try to take it between 210 and 212. That's probably the target area, just shy of the high of the day. If it breaks at 215, I'd be out of that altogether. As I mentioned, I just got into GameStop there. Didn't want to chase it too far, right? Like, I just got about 130 even or so, and we're giving it to that multi-day high. So we'll let it break 131 if it does. 1-to-1 is down around VWAP, or maybe actually that's a little bit better than the 1-to-1 risk-to-loss ratio. And if it were to break 128.50, I think it could fall another couple of dollars there. And it's not saying it's not necessarily a bull flag, but risk to reward, if I see, it's also a multi-day level break up here, guys. So that's why I like playing the short end of that trade. If it wants to take out the absolute top at 132, then maybe it can go. But today's high and that 131, to me, is still well shy of that little wick top that you have on GameStop. And anyone that's swung it, it's like if you swung off 115, it's already giving you more than 10%. There should be some profit takers in that range.
All right. Oops, that level broke. So, okay, bad on that one. Yeah, so we were just waiting here for Facebook. I was about to go long here on Facebook on VWAP, and you might just heard me, okay, that level broke. So we are out of Facebook here. was good today, Facebook, honestly, until we just broke just right there. So in and out there on Facebook, a breaker on that one. And then, look, man, we scalped out another piece right there, Ron Williams. At 294.55, we took another piece out on Microsoft. So we still have 70% of this trade on from these bottoms, and it's only 30 cents in the money. We made back about 30% of our Roblox on this trade right here. This was the largest position we took all day. I told you it was against that that 80 level. So again, when I'm going to go, Neil talks about 1-to-1, 3-to-1, 5-to-1, stuff like this. This was a 6 cent worth of hit, and we just took about 50 cents, 60 cents, so 10-to-1 here on Roblox. So when I have those kind of ratios, yeah, we're gonna up our shares. So we upped our shares right there, made some money back now on Roblox, and honestly, we're pretty happy with the day, despite not having those monster winners like we're looking for. Another piece out on Roblox right there. So we'll go, yeah, on this position. Now we can let it float a little bit because I don't have, let me just make sure that I don't have any offers out. I have one at 56, cancel that. Up here, I mean, 56, I should want that, right? But if I think we can get back to volume weighted average price, I keep saying that all day here on Roblox. It did flow back here, back to it again. So let's see. But again, it just keeps getting sold. Every pop gets sold on Roblox. So I'm not holding out for that, but we are now out of 70%, guys. And again, we'll do that. We'll talk about the percentages we're in, things like that. We're now out of 70% of this long. So if it does fade back down and break that 80, we're gone on that one. So hey, 70% out for 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents, some even out for 15 cents. But the 30% we will lose 6 cents on minus slippage. Let's call it a dime. Let's call it 20 cents at most. So we're happy with today's trade. I couldn't really be too much happier, but so far so good. And let's just see where we go on the upside now for Roblox.
And speaking of coming to the upside, C3 AI starting to come into the upside. I'm still waiting at that 25.25 to catch my fill here. Like we said, we waited for GameStop to pop just a little bit off the level that we liked. Got in the fill at 130. I'm doing a similar thing here in C3 AI. And the market might be trying to make a bit of a bottom. I just noticed that we're still in a downward trend, and what worked this morning were the shorts for me and not necessarily the longs. Airbnb, that one short did not work out, to be sure. So I'd rather try to find my way into the shorts that seem like they're going to set up and then just work that until it doesn't work out. It's a weird board here today. I know it feels a lot weaker than it is, but that's why we go to Sector Wash to see where there is strength and where there is actual weakness. Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, tale of two stories maybe for the S&P right now. 0.6 to the downside overall. I was just noticing Win down here, 3% in negative territory. The CEO on CNBC right now. So heads up if you're looking at Win. Penn beside it, they're also red. CCL, RCL, NCLH, the cruise lines back in positive territory. So offsetting the weakness, or trying to at least, up here. GNRC was earnings, WAB, same story. Otherwise, industrials pretty red right across the board as well, but these two helping to kind of offset that weakness once again. So tech stocks and healthcare stocks leading the way as far as the negativity is concerned, specifically software names, basically all of them in the red. There are a couple down here that are positive, but only just. Semiconductors and hardware equipment makers also to the downside today. Nothing really standing out as far as individual movers in either of those. This is the energy group. So we saw, again, a bigger build than expected there on the crude inventories versus a drawdown that was expected. Crude goes right back to day highs. Still up 2%. So energy stocks catching a nice bit off that. That's Viacom, if you're wondering. ViaC, they reported real estate and material stocks showing a little bit of positivity. But overall, kind of red. 0.7 we'll call it for the S&P. Back to you.
Thank you there, Brendan. And I saw someone sort of, hunting for relative strength and weakness, which I think is a good idea sometimes. But and the point was they were asking, look, Intel was flat and the market was getting hit and it was holding up those highs. Just try to keep in mind, growth stocks versus value stocks. Intel might be a tech name, but it is sort of in that other bucket. It's more of like dividend player. It's a rebound style play. They're trying to transition their business. So it is not going to get hit as badly in your portfolio when the market starts sliding down, but it also isn't going to give you necessarily those gigantic gains in the short term. So I don't know that it's an automatic trade when I see that relative strength and weakness. You always want to be looking for that. It's the right thing to do at this time of day when the market's on the lows. Find some things that are looking strong, try and make some plays. But I don't know if Intel for me is going to be that. I think it's a bit of a different type of stock, which I don't usually day trade. Oh yeah, just missed the fill on C3AI. And back to a firm. Just so we look at something which is not relatively strong, it bounced off VWAP. It's not far enough, it bounced off the low of the day. It's not far away from that bottom. If it breaks 43, I'd cancel that stop order to go short at 42. But if it does break out from here, I will cancel that. May not break the low here today. At some point it might, and when it does, I'll be ready to take that trade. Looks like a firm might have to wait.
A firm, yeah, do we just get into something there? Oh, we got some more Microsofts. Yeah, so Microsoft here comes in again. So let's wait to see what Mr. Softy wants to do at these levels for me, because we are now long again on Softy as it just, oops, that's the wrong chart, sorry, as it just came in there. So let's, we'll scalp a little bit more out. We got some 22s there on board, so that's a good trade for me to get something out on the high side here if it does decide to rip up. So there it is, another out for us there on Softy as it's starting to go back to the upside. So I like it here. Maybe the NASDAQ does start to go. We reloaded it. And again, I told you this is the #1 stock profit-wise for sure for the show, I think, period. Microsoft. So let's just keep on trading it and we'll wait to see where it goes. So right now, Microsoft, hopefully the market can tick up. It's barcoding. And this is why, shout out to Ron Williams again, this is why we scalp it, because it's just moving like this right now. It's not giving us what we need to hit these home runs. And I mean, if it just keeps on topping up here and I keep getting out and able to reload it, that's a profitable name for me no matter what, a profitable style. So that's what I do here on that. So shout out to anybody that's scalping with me today. It's definitely a tough day for this.
Yeah, speaking of, like someone just asked, am I reloading on Virgin Galactic? And I just put in the chat, like, yeah, I'm on the offer back at the same price we got last time, which is right in front of that 1030. I want to give it some room. Even if it breaks 1035 here, I want to give it some room to those pre-market lows. But I did catch that reload. Prad shouted out in the R chat here that there was a buyer, size buyer, 400K on Roblox, got filled at 55.10. So 40K, sorry, and then bid it again. So that actually is catching a bit of an out. A bounce off the low. I already got out of my short on the breakdown trade. I wouldn't even think about getting back into this unless it retested some levels higher. You don't want to be caught in like a wick bottom or something like that. In Roblox, it's fallen a heck of a lot to try and chase it too far to that downside. Still going sideways here on GameStop. I am bidding in front of VWAP. If it pops down about $1 in the money and change, I will take some out because you've got to bank profits. Not doing that has been a problem for me. And I just got into C3AI off that high of the day. That comes down to about 24.80 to 25 in that range. Then I'll be bidding in front of VWAP as well. Very similar setups, those two.
Yes, sir. Bang right here, guys. Let's go. Let's go to the upside right now for Softy. Yeah, we making it back, and we making it back for reals right now. As there it is, man. Forget all these other Mickey Mouse stocks for me. You guys know the damage that's done whenever those words come out of my mouth. So let's just keep on watching Microsoft here to the upside. We like that name. It's been good, man. We're already long Roblox. That's 50 cents in the money. Microsoft, I was just saying to Neil, today's actually a great day. If I just avoid Roblox today, then today for your boy is monstrous. So, it's a good day today. Microsoft has really helped. We'll see if we can make back that money on Roblox. And let's not, we're almost positive here once again. So good trade. Let's go Roblox, 70 cents in the money on that one. We'll see if it can continue to work. AMC, where are you now? 20. I mean, part of the reason why we're positive today, check out AMC bottom there, 1930, tick, 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 all the way there to the upside. So we're pretty happy with that name. Let's go Softy now. Softy getting pumped up. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Yeah. Miss V. We should be trading her Starbucks stock right now. But now Microsoft, this is what we're talking about. What's up to Ron Williams again? You right, Ron Williams. We should have held that for sure, but by not holding it, and this is just the way I trade, we were able to get the on that one, so we reloaded it because we're scalping some out, so we just make that money again. And here, I told you we'd hold some. So now we're into 30%. We still have 30% of the position all the way to the upside. Let's see as the market now starting to take off. And look, your boy also gave you guys 14,400 right there on the futures. So there we go, filling in for Arun today, 14,400 on that bottom for the futures. No idea if that's an Arun level or not, but it was one that I like. So let's go. And now Roblox right here just ticked up to 56 there. We're long down here, 54.90. So yeah, man, Roblox right here, $1 in the money on that one. Let's put an offer and take this, and then we'll hold the rest and see if we can't. Well, maybe we won't. Scrap it. Let's go. Let's see if we can test VWAP. I said we're coming back up here. So 56.40 or so. We'll put an order there. Maybe we get spanked up there and get out of this one. But Roblox for the win here right now.
Yeah, just sort of like when that move up in the futures, like I said, I'm going to take the opportunity to sort of reload on some of the shorts that are working on that move in the upside. We're still down about 1%, and you're coming back into what is yesterday's support in here. So if there's a channel to be made, I think this is about where you might have a little bit of a turn. That's why we just worked in some more shorts. Someone just said have a look at Upstart. I was going to go to C3AI, but we can go back to Upstart, looking at possible resistance here. This is the aftermarket. I twice did not take $5 in Upstart. You know, I got a scalp trade out, then didn't take $5, and then it popped out and got stopped out. Did that twice today on Upstart. That's going to stink for me. Airbnb was a different story. Getting in at pre-market was the mistake in that one because the long ended up working out. But yeah, you're right. This is 150 on Upstart. The other level, the only other level that I was going to be looking at to that short side was waiting for it to get to about 150. It's not quite there yet. It's starting to curl in front of it. I'd almost like it to test just a little bit higher before I'd get into it. But yeah, Upstart up towards that 150. There's not much else to look at for this because if it breaks that price area 150 on the daily, you're talking 10% from there to the next level to the upside. So, you know, watch out. I think if it breaks there, you cannot get trapped in that short. It's going to be a heck of a lot of pain. And I said I would cancel a firm if it broke 43. So I might, look, it might break 42 at some point here today, but, you know, now that it's broken that far away, the short at the low of the day is probably not happening.
Okay, Peter Schiff coming to 30 today, so check out that if you think he's going to be a bull or a bear. We'll see. Okay, so Roblox right now still making moves back to the high. I mean, I'm just sitting on this stock and waiting. Like, we've made everything, like Microsoft's a huge stock today. Again, #1 again today for trading on the floor here. So good stock, Microsoft upside. Roblox #1 to the downside. Like, I've made more money now, even though we had that AMC long, I've made more money now on Softy, as now we only have 20% left. So we did take that out there. Climbed to VWAP. We did take it out there at 295.10. That's a good one. But now it's falling back in. You see what the futures are doing, coming back in right now. So, hey, that's so far so good, I guess, on some of these plays. But I was hoping that the futures would hold this 50 period. I don't know if they're going to, but we'll hold on to our Softy now, 50 cents in the money. We'll hold on to our Roblox, 80 cents in the money. And that's about it, man. In AMD, we took a bath, not a bath, we're down on this one, a whopping $11 on AMD today. So like I said, just kind of like the fees here on AMD, we are down on this name, but I'm going to try to, even though it's that small, I like to get green on these names, so we'll see if we can, but I'm not going to force anything. We are back down to the downside here on AMD, but that is a red name and very similar to Facebook. So Facebook today, we should, darn it, man, back and forth, it just took that out. Look at that bounce off VWAP. We should have been over there. We were on Microsoft instead and Roblox. Missed opportunity because you could see off this VWAP, this is now almost $2 up, right? Look at Softy off, it's not even at VWAP, but even from that bottom, like, I'm struggling to get $1 on this. So definitely chose the wrong name with Softy, but hey, it's my #1 stock today. And like I said, the #1 stock here on the board for us is going to be Softy, I think anyways. Let's go to the big side now over there with Brendan and see what's going on with Money Talks.
Hi guys, yeah, pretty quiet so far on the currency market so far today. Wanted to show Bitcoin bouncing off multi-day support here. Once again, down around 43,500, which was this consolidation. Go back on a daily chart. It looks pretty good level as well. So back to the upside for Bitcoin off of that level. We are still red on the day, but trying to get back to positive. Same story for Ethereum and Ripple as well, heading higher. US dollar is still pretty weak, 0.1. Headlines all over the place again. Russia, Ukraine headlines going to affect the US dollar as well. All three of these, euro, Canadian dollar, British pound, positive on the day, but only just. Japanese yen, Swiss franc to the downside. And you can see Australia, Turkey, and New Zealand moving in the positive direction as well. But I mean, headline-driven move to the downside over the past couple of days for Bitcoin, but good to see it trying to bounce today, guys. Back to you.
ETC.
Yeah, Bitcoin trying to make some moves. The market's trying to bounce back here. It's right at that chop zone where it's slowing down and trying to make a determination. GameStop took out the high. Hook did not, but I did get the reload only in front of that high of the day at 215, and Virgin Galactic's right at that pre-market low. The next thing I'm also, of course, we just mentioned Upstart at 150. That's going to be the next thing we look at because it gets to the next level up. You have to sit out that $10. I did not think this one was going to make a push to that high of the day, not the way the market is going, but it's definitely squeezing at this point. So you have to only look at key levels if you're going to try and go counter trend, and 150 is the big one on Upstart as we have a quick look there. If there's going to be another name which I think has that potential, we just went back over to DWAC, which there it is. It took out 87. Had a bit of a fail break, right back to that 87 top. So it's kind of a fail break at that high of the day at 87. That's the level we liked on this one. 85 to 87 was that channel, 87 being the top. Now that it's failed there, I think it can be shorted off of that level and that high. Upstart, maybe about 30 or 40 cents away from getting about a 149 fill. I want to keep that one tight to that 150 level because if it breaks, you kind of want to give it the ability to have a fail break in it. So if you're chasing it too far away from that price, you're risking too much.
Oh, hell yeah, as Roblox.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize I had a 50, so you're gonna see my price now is 55.89. I didn't realize I had a 56 break to go long here. So I actually went long at 55.90 or so by accident. So that's why you're going to see a bunch of outs and obviously a worse price now. But the long is still meant to have been from down here, 54.80. So we'll see. We're going to use this now as our out, 55.50 or so as our out. We didn't mean to push the long again. So we are long up here. I do not recommend this, but this is the trade that we are now in. It's Roblox. It's long. My target really, nothing's changed for me. It's just my average price is going to look worse here on Roblox. That's all because we didn't realize we had a 56 buy to go through that level from before, not from now. That was a really old order, so I would have canceled that. But my target is still the same. I had an offer right here at 56.40, so I've re-put that back in. Let's see if we take out 56. Otherwise, if it dumps back in there, no. But guys, we made back more than half of our Roblox loss we made back. So like I said, we put on a monster. Like you want to talk about, like I said, risk to reward ratios? This was 6 cents worth of risk down here. And we just took $1.50 on it. So to me, that's a winning trade over again if it keeps on coming up. And then here we go right up to the upside, Microsoft up to 295 again. So this is another 80-cent winner here as the market trying to take upside. We're going to offer out on this one. Let's see who reports tomorrow. The screen will give you a headache if you look too closely.
There are a lot, definitely. A busy day, a few big names, guys. Here comes earnings aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow.
So usually we tend to care about the big names. And look, NVIDIA, we've talked about it over and over again. Sean Palantir, Walmart, DoorDash, all in the middle. But I'm not going to ignore Bakkt. Why? Because that stock has gone back to you-know-what crazy every now and then. And so volatility is what drives us in this market for short-term traders. So you better believe we're going to be watching some Bakkt. Matterport is probably another one that could be a mover as well. I know some people have been sort of advocating and had that move a little bit. And yeah, Applied Materials is going to be on there as well. So there's a lot of names that are interesting for me. Clearly, I think the market's going to care the most about NVIDIA.
Come on, Roblox. Right now, yeah, so we've learned our lesson with Roblox today. We've been fine. Like, I've been having a hell of a lot of fun on this name, first of all. 32 fills today, and honestly, for the amount of, I think, entertainment and for the amount of trades I've made, I'm pretty happy only being down what I'm down right now on this name. We're almost up the same on Microsoft as we're down on Roblox today, so just to give you an idea of why we're pretty happy, go lucky right now. Give me that right here. Oh, we were at 25 there, and it stopped at 25. So again, being on the even penny there, not maybe a good move. But I thought with Roblox it wouldn't matter. But here we go to the upside now, taking some levels out. Oh, that was hilarious. We were literally at 25 there, guys. So we missed that opportunity there on Roblox. But again, one that missed by me. So 56.25 is our next spot out on that name, and we just missed it. Come on. It literally went to 56.25 and didn't print us. So hopefully it comes back and we get that.
Yeah, just a first sign of a curl there on Upstart around that 150 level. So I was looking for it to maybe press a bit closer. It then had a tick down, broke the consolidation for the first time at 148. So it's actually very similar to,
come on.
I guess, Bill in the afternoon. And then yesterday, I already forget what that other stock was that was running yesterday, although we had the short at the end of the day. But Upstart, going to get back into it, waited for that 150 to come in. It made a consolidation. I couldn't get it tight to 150, but then it broke. I'm going to probably get some out in this range here, about 146 to 147. Only about 3 minutes to go there, and I see you, Steve G, asking about PaySafe. So I'll indulge. I have no idea what it's doing today. I'm going to assume, actually just made a bit of a move, but not a heck of a lot. So again, you want to trade what's moving a little bit here. When I look at something like this, it's making a consolidation after getting beaten up. Sometimes you want it to be breaking out, and breaking out for this is going to mean above 450, although $4 could give you a scalp trade if you can even get there. Volume not that high at all either.
Thank you so much, my friend Krishna here. I guess you've been watching. You're obviously a member. You found my early instinct is more than 90% right. I think it's, again, not me bragging, but yeah, you're probably close to being right, man. I mean, I think that's why the sticky note has been so super popular for a lot of the traders out there, because again, if you have a longer time frame, like obviously we don't, it tends to work out. Now today on Roblox, the level that we talked about was 57. So realistically, if you waited for that, you would have had to hold it about $2 against you down to 55. So I just peed off right now that we missed that high of 56.50. But thank you, Krishna, for recognizing that. So, much appreciated. It means a lot to me on that. So thank you, Krishna, for that. All right, so we did get out another piece there on Microsoft. And like I said, nothing but love for everybody here today, as we are positive. Like, if you take away Roblox today, it's a positive day for me. So we're going to bang on that one. And I'm still not done with you, Roblox, as I feel like we're going to get that bid there, that offer. I'm purposely not going to change it. Normally, I'd go to like 20, something like that. But let's see if patience wins the day here on RBLX and we're able to get, come on, let's go. Come on, you owe it to me. Krishna, Roblox, let's go here if we can get that to the upside. And shout out to Ron Williams as well, I think he was basically saying I probably should hold that. But again, we get the reload. My number one stock today is going to be Softy, and all the way to the upside. We're just red on a few names, but honestly, it's been a very, very good day, and I hope you guys are also having success.
Yeah, I was going to try, before we get out of here, I was going to try and pull up Tesla, but my chart's doing that thing where it counts down on the loading. So it's loading and it's going in the wrong direction. But Tesla was trending down towards 900 again. 900 held on a dime, like 902. So Tesla has once again, it stayed on Upstart. Come on, Tesla. Anyway, so 900 still a thing. That managed to hold on Tesla. I think maybe if we do get a fall down again in the market, might be a play on Tesla off that level. I only bring it up because we usually talk about the stock we did not, and I know it's one of Valeria's favorites. So that was my way of segueing to her for, you know what, the National Day.
Hey guys, thank you so much for 2,000 likes and for spending this morning with us. Join Prad and me right after to continue trading this day, and happy National Almond Day, everyone.
Yep.
You know what you got to do to an almond, by the way?
You got to throw some dark chocolate
Cover it in dark, yeah, exactly. That's what, it's healthy, it's great, it's a good snack, you should blah, 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 blah. Throw some chocolate on that bad boy and then put it in front of me and we'll go all day long for some chocolate-covered almonds. Great National Day. I'm not going to complain about a National Day which hits me right in the you-know-whats, because that's how I do, man. I just love eating treats. It is what it is. Tony's got some at his desk that I might be partaking in at the end of the show. But Upstart here, 146 is going to be the first target. Tesla off 900 could be a bit of a thing. Hook looks like it's going to continue to fall. And we still have to wait for those Fed minutes, which could be crazy. This market's got lots of opportunities in it, and that's why we have the midday show. Trader Pratt and Miss Fee, go get them.
Good morning, I don't even know it was 11 o'clock. I don't even know it was 11 o'clock. I was just sitting here staring at charts. Welcome. Let me open the YouTube chat real quick. Oh, I already have it open. Never mind. I was kind of prepared, I guess. Welcome to Market Movers. It is time for the beautiful Miss V and Trader Prad show. What's up, Miss V?
Daydreaming, Prad?
No, I was just staring at the charts.
Sure.
I was just looking at the market come off a little bit. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. But, yeah, I didn't look at the time. I forgot.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Please, as usual,